Hello, it is Jack Gill and welcome back to Mundo Sporto. I am live for this round of 16 tie between Everton and Tottenham Hotspur. Everton, of course, I've got to get my early digs in. They have not won a trophy since 1995. Tottenham Hotspur also trophyless in the last few years. Their last trophy came in 2008. Both sides desperate for a trophy and desperate for the first trophy at this football club. Ancelotti, of course, came to Everton, a big name, and he's looking for his first trophy there. And Mourinho, the whole reason for his appointment at Tottenham Hotspur was to bring this club trophies again. Hopefully, will be a really enjoyable game. Both teams have gone relatively strong. No Harry Kane for Tottenham tonight, but bar that, it's a very strong side from Jose Mourinho. We know that they're already in the Carabao Cup final, and it looks like he's going to push for this competition too. But it's going to be a difficult task for them this evening. Everton come into this game off the back of a very good result against Manchester United in the Premier League at the weekend. Dominic Calvert-Lewin obviously rescuing them a point in the last second of that game after being 2-0 and 3-2 down. So I'm really looking forward to this one. It should be a very good battle. Two extremely good managers, two very tactical managers, and it should be a really good game. So keep your questions coming in the comments, and also I want to hear your score predictions and who's going to score the goals. Let's see what you're thinking this evening. I'm really looking forward to this game. Obviously, Tottenham had been in a pretty poor run of form, but they turned it round at the weekend with a 2-0 win over West Brom. But as I said, no Harry Kane for them this evening, and it's going to be very interesting to see how they cope because their league form without Harry Kane in the last few games was absolutely dire. And it was only when he came back against West Brom that they picked up 3 points again. So let me just read out the team first of all. In goal for Everton, they've gone with Robin Olsen, who I wasn't too convinced by against Manchester United. I thought he was poor on that final goal for United, the McTominay header, and for me personally, it was a delightful finish from Bruno Fernandes for the second. However, I think Robin Olsen could have done a bit better, and for some reason, he kept going with the wrong hand. Their back four is Ben Godfrey, who I think will play off the right-hand side, Michael Keane and Yerry Mina, and then Luke Digne off the left. They've got Doucouré and Tom Davis in the centre, Iwobi, Sigurdsson, Richarlison, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I assume that'll be lined up in a 4-2-3-1 system. And then for Spurs, they've got Hugo Lloris in goal, Ben Davis off the left, Reguilon still out injured, of course, Toby Alderweireld and Davinson Sanchez as the centre-back pairing with Matt Doherty on the right-hand side. Then you've got Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Ndombele in the centre with Lucas Moura off the left, Lamela through the centre and Steven Bergwijn off the right with what looks like Son through the middle up front. I reckon they'll line up in a 4-2-3-1 shape too. So as I say, this is going to be a very, very interesting game. Looking at their benches, Everton have Holgate, Nkunku, Bernard, Coleman, Virginia, Tyra and Onyango on the bench, and Tottenham have gone with Winks, Kane, Hart, Roden, Dyer, Sissoko, Ali, Tanganga and Vinicius. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how long it is before we see players like Harry Kane enter the pitch. Both sides have gone very, very strong considering it's round of 16. But as I said, remember, both sides desperate for a trophy. Everton, it hasn't been since 1995. 1995. But Tottenham, it's 2008. They've won it obviously more recently than Everton. However, they're also desperate for a trophy, and they have Manchester City in the Carabao Cup final. So I think Mourinho won't be putting all his eggs in that basket. He'll be he'll be trying to get to the final of this competition as well. You know how much Jose loves trophies. So it's going to be a very, very interesting game. Let's have a look at your comments, what you say. Harrison, think it's two really strong teams. Absolutely. I expected Harry Kane to be rested for Tottenham tonight. I wondered if they'd rushed him back for that West Brom game. Obviously, we saw how poor their run was without him. And, you know, it's a deserved rest for him this evening. But I think if things aren't looking good, Jose will bring him on early in this game, and it's going to be a very, very interesting tactical battle between these two managers this evening, I think. Let's have a look at some of your score predictions. Matthew says 3-1 Everton. Obviously, they scored 3 against Manchester United. They've been scoring goals for fun this season. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has been very, very good for them. He obviously was out for a period injured, but he's been back firing in the last couple of games, goal in his last 2 games for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Rayhan says 1-0 Tottenham and Lucas Moura to score in the 39th minute. That's very precise. But yeah, if that comes off, I don't know if you've read the script or something. Let's have a look. Matthew Larney says strong teams considering the stage of the competition. Well, it's the round of 16, you know. So this is when some of these sides start to think, you know what, this is there to be won, and you know you're 2 games away from Wembley here, because the semi-final, of course, is at Wembley of the FA Cup. So it's going to be really interesting. Everton, yeah. Can they win their first trophy since 1995? As I said, I'm going to keep making that subtle dig this evening. Any more score predictions here? Ryan Moore thinks 2-1 Spurs. Harrison says 2-1 Spurs as well. So, you know, a lot of you thinking Spurs are just going to edge this. If it's down to me, if you're asking for my score prediction, I think it's going to be a very, very even game. This, I think we'll see extra time, and I think it's going to finish 1-1 or 2-2. I'm saying, please no extra time. But you know, it's just my gut feeling. So yeah, I'm going 1-1 or 2-2, extra time and penalties. Why not? I'm just going to go all the way. I think Spurs will just edge it on penalties, because you know Everton don't have Jordan Pickford, who seems to be a man that steps up in these penalty shootouts for them, and England, of course. Mark Caldwell says 9-0 to Tottenham. Lewis EFC says 2-1 Everton. Matthew Larney says, hope it's not a 0-0. Me and Connor were saying before the game, I hope it's just not anything but as dull as that United West Ham game tonight. Thank God Craig was doing that. I didn't even watch it. I couldn't sit through that shite. So, you know, I'm hoping for a good game. As I said, both these managers have been criticised at times for maybe slightly boring philosophies, but hopefully, you know, they're born winners, both of them, and they're very good at winning trophies, both of them. So, yeah, I'm hoping for a good game today. Luca Bradley says 2-2 Everton win on penalties, so he agrees with me. He thinks it'll go all the way too. Callum Morgan says, is a fit Harry Kane the best striker in the world? Oh, it's an interesting question, Callum. I think, I disagree. I don't think he is. I don't think he's far off. I think, you know, on his day, Harry Kane is an outstanding striker. But you know, I don't think anyone can compete at the minute with the levels Lewandowski was putting in, especially last season. Obviously, we saw the Ballon d'Or was cancelled, but if it wasn't, he would have been my winner. But I think Harry Kane is an outstanding goal scorer, an outstanding player, and we've seen him evolve as a footballer as well this past season or so. He's playing a complete new role under Jose Mourinho and getting more assists in his game too. So yeah, a fantastic player. Ian Barry says, I think it will be 1-1 and Tottenham win on penalties. A couple of you agreeing with me that this may go all the way this evening. John Conway also thinks it'll be Everton 1, Spurs 2. That's what I like to see. A lot of you thinking there'll be goals this evening. Thank you, Ryan, for the pound super chat, mate. Appreciate that. I was on the Villa game at the weekend, Villa against Arsenal, and it was a very interesting game. I thought Villa played very well that day. Arsenal just looked, you know, a shadow of what they should be playing like, and what I used at the weekend, a lot of typical performance from them recently. They lacked desire, they lacked any passion or spirit. That's not taking anything away from the Villa performance. I thought Villa were outstanding and could have had a couple more goals, if I'm honest. I think Watkins missed a good opportunity. Grealish was outstanding once again. Carry on, keep your comments coming in. When's the draw for the quarterfinal? I'm not sure, actually. If somebody could let me know that would be fantastic. But you know, I think this competition for me is one of those where I prefer it a lot more to the Carabao Cup. But it's one of them competitions that once you're out of it, you lose interest of it. And we were knocked out by Manchester United in the last round. But this is one of the games where I think a lot of people probably looked at this one to be the most exciting game of the round. So yeah, hopefully they can give us a really good game today. Sonny says it will be Everton 2-0 win. Adam Smith says Ndombele is underrated. I completely agree with you, Adam. I think he's an outstanding talent, an outstanding player, and an outstanding footballer. And I think his ability is really shining through the season after a difficult first season in the Premier League. Mark Caldwell pointing out the draw is on Thursday. Thank you very much. Maybe that's why I don't care about the competition with draws on a Thursday night. Liam Barry asking if there's much snow where I live. I don't think so, mate. I haven't looked, if I'm honest. We had some last night, but that was it. So yeah. What's going on here then? What's up, man? I'm moving between Anfield Agenda here and here. Yep. Craig's live on Anfield Agenda right now. He's doing a little summary of the last couple of days and the events over the last couple of days. But hopefully after that, we'll have a lot more people over here ready for the game to start. Another question here: who was the better signing, James Rodriguez or Højbjerg? It's an interesting question. I believe Højbjerg was just what Tottenham needed and has been an excellent addition from Jose Mourinho, especially over the first few games of the season. I thought after that opener against Everton where they lost by a goal to nil, he was outstanding. But Spurs in a really good position in the league. But in recent weeks, obviously Tottenham have struggled. James Rodriguez, I think, is very hit and miss. He's not been too great in any of the big games yet. I know he scored a fantastic goal in the weekend against Manchester United. He's also had a couple of injury problems. So, but I think when he's on the pitch and in the smaller games for Everton, he's been excellent and a top-class signing for them. I don't think you can compare the two, but I think I'd say Højbjerg, but maybe that's biased from me as a Liverpool supporter. So I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Any more comments here? Eliza John says, "Hi, Craig. The hair suits you." This isn't Craig. I'm Jack. Craig is on Anfield Agenda, doing his round of the last few days proceedings from a Liverpool perspective. But if you want to go over there and come back ready for kickoff, it will be in about 2 or 3 minutes. I reckon I can just see the players coming out the tunnel now, ready for the game. I'm watching the game once again on BT Sport because, as I said the other day, if any of you were on this channel for the other day's game, I like to use the tactics mode. I think it's a really good addition, so I'm using that. I'm seeing Luca Dean come out with an iPad in his hand, holding it up. It's clearly a new feature in this bizarre and very mad situation we're in at the minute with empty stadiums. It seems to be a virtual mascot. So an excellent addition to the game and what may help some supporters in a very difficult time. What's my prediction? I think it's going all the way this. I think it's going to penalties. I think 1-1 or 2-2 for me. Who's the best goalkeeper in the Premier League right now, in my opinion? Timing of this question couldn't be better. Obviously, we saw Alisson's mistakes at the weekend, but for me, he's still the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. Everyone has off days, and I think I've said before, I think goalkeepers are the hardest position on the pitch because if you do a mistake in goal, it's obviously going to end up in a goal for the opposition, but you make a mistake anywhere else on the field and so many times they get away with it. A striker misses an opportunity, he gets 3, 4, 5 more. They create their own opportunities, but in goal, if you make a mistake, it hurts you and it hurts your team, and we saw that with Alisson at the weekend. Ederson, I also think is a quality goalkeeper. Hugo Lloris, another one, a World Cup winner, of course. There's an abundance of great goalkeepers in the Premier League, but yeah, I wouldn't say anything about both Everton's goalkeepers. Not a fan of Pickford, and I thought Robin Olsen was absolutely diabolical against Manchester United. Pope is good too, brilliant shot stopper. And Martinez, Says Elliot Homer. He's been a good signing for Aston Villa, but I'm not quite sure about that one. Eliza pointing out, obviously, the awful news of Jurgen Klopp's mum, who has unfortunately passed away. Yeah, awful news today. And you know what? It opens people's eyes up a bit, because Klopp has obviously had a lot of criticism for the way he's handled the media and other things over the last few weeks and months. But it just shows you that you don't know what's happening behind closed doors, and he's having a very difficult time of it at the minute. He's not even allowed to go to the funeral because of the travel restrictions. So yeah, a reminder more than anything. I know Craig has spoken about this many times too, but just think about what you say before you say things, because you never know what's happening in people's lives. Daniel Bassett says, do you think Alisson deserved all the criticism from the Manchester City game? Yes, he definitely deserved criticism. He gave the ball away not twice but 3 times, and twice it led to goals. So yeah, I think he definitely deserved a lot of the blame. I know Jurgen Klopp passed it off as cold feet, but yeah, I don't know what was wrong with him. He'd not long come back from illness, of course, so maybe he wasn't being 100%. But anyway, keep your questions coming in. I'll answer them at half time. But for now, the players have just taken a knee for Black Lives Matter, and we are about to get underway. It will be Heung-Min Son kicking us off, and the game has begun. I will answer questions at half time, or if the game is looking pretty dull, I'll look at the comments and see what you say. So keep them coming in. Tottenham started quite well. Son on the ball now. It's a poor pass from him, though. It's Davis, Decore. Interesting to see who the referee is today, David Coote. I'm still not sure how he continues to get games, but here he is with Everton Tottenham this evening, and it'll be interesting to see if he can actually referee this game well today, or if there are any more catastrophic blunders from him. Tottenham with the ball again. Ndombele roams forwards, find Lucas Moura, and it's Eric Lamela. Back to Lucas Moura. Tottenham started this game very well. Lucas Moura storming forwards, and he finds Bergwijn off the left and puts the ball in. Lamela, what a save. Olsen and Lucas Moura should do better on the rebound. Tottenham have started really, really well here. They're looking very good in this first minute. Fast football. It's too easy to get through Everton, though. And it's a lovely ball in from Bergwijn from the left. A lovely dink, and Eric Lamela rises above Michael Keane. It's too easy that for him. But it's a good save by Olsen down to his right-hand side. Oh, and Lucas Moura should do better with that rebound. He's got to get that on target, but he just leans back and skies it from about 5 yards. Ball's gone long. I have noticed the clock, by the way. It's going to be started in the second minute, so don't you worry. I have noticed. So it has, Tottenham dominating a lot of the ball here. They're on the ball again now. I'm not very good at starting this clock. I did it at the weekend as well. So, you'll have to, next time I do it, you'll have to spam me to remind me of the clock. Bergwijn on the left-hand side, he puts the ball in. He's causing problems early on, Stephen Bergwijn. It's a Tottenham corner. Ben Godfrey, I think, has been a good signing for Everton. He's playing in an unfamiliar position off the right-hand side in the last week since James Coleman's been injured, and he's not done a bad job. I thought he played pretty well against Manchester United. Thank you for all the reminders of the clock, by the way. Liam pointing out he thought Craig was bad. Yep, well, that was until I came along. Son will take this. Ball's in. Davinson Sanchez, and that's 1-0. Everton have started this game awfully. They really don't like winning competitions, do they? And it's too easy for Tottenham. And Davinson Sanchez. It's a lovely ball in. It's perfect for the centre-back. And he rises above, I think it's Michael Keane, far too easy. Everton defending zonally. The ball comes in. Oh, it's Sigurdsson. It's too easy for Spurs. And Everton find themselves a goal behind. It's too easy that for Spurs. They find themselves a goal ahead. It'll be interesting to see how this game becomes. I said, they started really, really well. I don't know what's going on with the clock, by the way. It keeps changing. It doesn't seem to be an issue on my end. Sigurdsson. Digne on the left-hand side. Doherty puts it out. So yeah, I'm looking at this ball in again now from Heung-min Son from the corner. Sigurdsson's with Davinson Sanchez the whole way, but he just decides not to jump. It's far too easy for Sanchez, and Everton find themselves a goal down, just like they did against Manchester United the weekend. But they came back then, of course, to get a point, and can they do more of the same today? Steven Bergwijn, once again, causing problems and looking to inject a bit of energy into this Spurs side. Finds Doherty, puts the ball in to poor cross. Bergwijn's on the ball again, off this left. Cutting inside, pulls it back. Ben Davies whips it in, Yerry Mina away, and Richarlison now over the top. Davinson Sanchez, the goal scorer, wins the ball and also wins Spurs a free kick. Let me see if while there's a breaking proceedings, if I can sort this clock out. Is that better for you? Is that working? There we go. Spurs on the ball. Ben Davies off the left. Ben Davies again. Gives the ball away. It's Mike Keane now in the centre. Richarlison. Oh, Tom Davies is fouled and Everton win the free kick. So yeah, I thought I'd make the start of the game entertaining by not starting the clock. But Spurs made it entertaining by putting themselves a goal to nil up. And can Everton get back in this game? Spurs look the better side in this first 7 minutes, and they've got their reward for it. Poor Everton defending once again. They were poor defensively at times against Manchester United the weekend and shipped 3 goals, and they've started this game poorly at the back too. Ancelotti, a defensive-minded manager, he won't be happy with that. Liam Barry says we have the best Ben Davies in the league. I hope so. I really do. Not seen any of him at all yet, of course. But I hope he can really make an impression. We're desperate for an impression at the minute, of course. Michael Keane in the centre for Everton. Gylfi Sigurdsson, back to Michael Keane, under pressure from Højbjerg. Yerry Mina. Ben Godfrey, poor pass, given away. Well, there we go. Back to Lloris. Everton started this first 8 minutes like they have in the last 26 years in cup competitions. Obviously, not won a trophy since 1995. Matt Doherty away. David Coote has blown his whistle, though. As Ndombele is down with a hip injury, Mourinho will be hoping it's nothing serious. Keep your comments coming in. I'll try and read them out, of course, all of them if I can. Keep your questions coming in. The goal scorer was Davinson Sanchez. I don't think many had him down to score the first goal or score at all this evening, but he has opened the scoreline here. Heung-min Son put the corner in from the left-hand side. Davinson Sanchez, who's marked all the way by Gylfi Sigurdsson, but the Icelandic international decided not to jump with him. And Davinson Sanchez had a free header, really, past Olsen into the back of the net. Far too easy from an Everton perspective. It was from a corner, though, yes. Yeah, Leah pointing out that Anfield Agenda is obviously streaming at the time now, so Craig is over on there. But hopefully we will have a lot more of you over watching this game with us when that is over. And Ndombele is still down. That's not good news for Tottenham. I was waxing lyrical about him before the game and how good he has been for Spurs this season. It looks like an impact injury. It's a hip injury. Collision with Tom Davis. He's up on his feet now, but he looks in some pain. Walking off. Hopefully he'll be able to play on, but you wouldn't think Mourinho would want to risk him in this competition. G Headband 69 says, we know what Everton can do in the second half. We do. Obviously, they were 2-0 down at half-time against Manchester United, but completely turned the game around. A very, very good game that was at the weekend. I'm hoping for the same here. Ben Godfrey finds Decore, who can't seem to get it under control, but he recovers it well. It won't be challenged by Steven Bergwijn, who I think has been really lively in these opening 10 minutes. Lucas Moura turns on the ball inside his own half. He's still got it despite good pressure from Gylfi Sigurdsson. And he wins Tottenham a free kick. Rayhan says, what other team in the Prem do you enjoy watching? It's an interesting question because I think football behind closed doors hasn't been the same. I think, you know, a lot of games that are usually very exciting have been rather flat. But there has been some really good games, and the Everton-Manchester United game at the weekend was very, very good. Newcastle-Southampton at the weekend as well. I didn't expect that one to be the goal fest that it was, and Newcastle ended the game with 9 men, of course. We saw Arsenal-Wolves. Arsenal end the game with 9 men. Man United-Southampton, 9-0. So, yeah, there's some bizarre games at the moment. Alex Iwobi on the ball now. It's blocked by Ndombele, who's back on the pitch and moving well again. So Spurs fans can breathe a sigh of relief, and Tottenham countering quickly now. Son to his right, Lamella's there. Everton have got enough numbers back, but he's found Ndombele, who can't thread a pass through to Lucas Moura. 11 minutes gone in this game. Tottenham lead by a goal to nil. Ndombele, the cameras have just zoomed in on him, and he's holding that hip, but hopefully he'll be able to play on. Michael Keane to Yerry Mina. Ben Godfrey off the right-hand side. Michael Keane. So Tottenham dominating the first 11 minutes, really. It's not been good from an Everton perspective, but don't rule them out. We saw what they can do at the weekend. Will asks how I'm doing. I'm very good, thank you. I'm hoping there's more goals in this game. Spurs took an early lead through Davinson Sanchez from a corner from the left-hand side. It wasn't good enough from an Everton perspective. Both sides, as I said before the game, would be really hoping that this is their year as far as tournaments are concerned, and that they could get their hands on a trophy. Tottenham into the Carabao Cup final that's been moved to April. Everton will be hoping to get themselves in a final. As I said, not won a trophy since 1995. I'm going to keep getting that dig in today as much as I can. Richarlison threads a ball through to Ben Davis. Both teams went surprisingly strong for today. The only real absentee from both sides is Harry Kane has been rested and dropped to the bench. But that's no surprise, really, after his recent injury. Ben Godfrey throws to Gylfi Sigurdsson. Iwobi on the ball, crosses in from the right-hand side, headed away by Matt Doherty. It's Tom Davis on the ball now, Michael Keane. Liam Murray says, happy birthday to Naby Keita. Yep, 26 today. And Ndombele has won the ball back in Everton's half and gives it away. But it's a poor touch by Michael Keane, and Lamela recovers. Lucas Moura on the edge of the Everton box tries a back heel. Still has the ball after it was blocked by Yerry Mina. Heung-min Son! Oh, lines one up. It's into the hands of Olsen. Yeah, Tottenham winning all the second balls right now, and it fell to Heung-min Son, who tries to curl one in with his left, but it's straight at Olsen. Keane, Yerry Mina. Onto the right-hand side now, Ben Godfrey. Everton keeping the ball at the back quite a lot in this opening 15 minutes, but as I say, Tottenham have been the better side and look to inject pace in this game every time they're on the ball. They've countered on a couple of occasions very well. They scored from a corner, of course. Davinson Sanchez, the goal scorer. The ball's just been whipped in by Sigurdsson from the left. Cleared away with ease by Tottenham. Michael Keane out again for Everton. Spurs have got their goal. They're in no rush. I'll press Everton when They feel like the ball's there to be won. Ben Godfrey, Calvert-Lewin, Davis, Tottenham happy to allow Everton to have a lot of the ball now. Michael Keane, Tom Davies. Tom Davies back to Michael Keane. A poor pass from Tom Davies, really. So no Allen for Everton today. He was a good signing for them in the summer too. But he's still out injured, of course. Yerry Mina, Ben Godfrey. Poor pass. And that's not the first time for Everton this evening. They made a couple of loose passes. They've not been on it in this first 15 minutes. Asleep for the last 26 years and asleep in this first 15 minutes. Tottenham on the ball on the left-hand side. It's lovely play from them. They've definitely been the better team so far. Just a point separates these two sides in the league. But the first 15 minutes has been all Tottenham. Eric Lamela. Højbjerg. Fouled by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It was off the ball. It was after he passed the ball. It didn't look like he did it on purpose, Calvert-Lewin. He injured himself in the process. He's moving with a bit of a limp. Everton fans will be slightly worried about that, but he seems okay. Tottenham still on the ball with Davinson Sanchez. Ben Davies on the left-hand side. All the way around. As I say, Tottenham in no rush. They got their early goal. After 3 minutes, of course. In the game I did at the weekend, Aston Villa against Arsenal. First half was pretty flat after Villa got the early goal. Let's hope that there's more goals in this first half. Iwobi on the right-hand side pulls it back. Blocked by Højbjerg, and it's easy for Lloris. Liam Barry saying, you notice the chat is empty as there are no Everton or Spurs fans. Yeah, it's one of them. I think a lot of people are over with Craig's stream at Anfield Agenda 2, but hopefully we'll have more as the game goes on, and hopefully we've got an exciting game here to talk about. We got an early goal, of course, and here's Everton now. Sigurdsson, it's fallen to Richarlison. What a block by Davinson Sanchez, and Digne from the left, headed away by Ben Davies. Godfrey now whips what? Oh, what a strike that was. And Lloris makes a strong save down to his left-hand side. That's better from Everton, growing into it now. Good couple of opportunities there. And Ben Godfrey's won the ball high up the pitch again for Everton and can't win it back permanently for them. But Tottenham can't get in the way either, and Sigurdsson flicks it to Richarlison. Richarlison flicks one. And no free kick given. David, what are you doing? Ben Godfrey wins it back for Everton. David Coote, the referee this evening, and that was a bizarre decision for me. It looked like Richarlison was very obviously brought down. Everton have the ball back. Sigurdsson loses it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin reacts, and Everton won the ball in Tottenham's half again. Digne. Takure. Iwobi off the right. Let me know in the comments what you make of Alex Iwobi. I think he's an interesting player, to say the least. £40 million signing for Everton, of course. I don't think they'll waste 40 million like that ever again, if I'm honest. So I've just seen that Ben Godfrey strike back. He's got a lot of power behind that. It's a really good save by Hugo Lloris. Richarlison loses the ball for Everton, and Tottenham will counter Højbjerg now. Højbjerg, he's got Son to his right, finds him. Son puts the ball in. Moira, Ben Godfrey does really, really well there. He's been Everton's best player in this opening 18 minutes as far as I'm concerned. And he wins Everton a throw. Liam Barry asks why David Coote is still a ref. Well, it's interesting. These refs seem to get away with a lot of things, but, you know, why he still continues to get huge games and Everton games surprises me. He's made some poor decisions this season, David Coote, most noticeably in that Merseyside derby. I'd like to think most people, not even Liverpool fans, would agree with me on that. Dominic Calvert-Lewin off the post. I came from nowhere. A ball in that Tottenham couldn't clear, And Dominic Calvert-Lewin maybe should have done better there. It'd be interesting to see. Oh, what on earth has happened there? The ball's come in on the left from the left from Digne. It's still got 2 deflections from Spurs players. They can't get rid of it, and it's fallen to Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who I think is as shocked as I was that it's fallen to him. And he's got a strike on the ball, but it's deflected off Toby Alderweireld and come off the post. Everton now have a corner. As I say, Everton have grown into this game. They were really quite poor in the first 10 minutes. It's a good ball in from the left, and Digne, Lloris punches it away. Bergwijn gives it back to Digne. He'll whip the ball back in. He won't. Spurs have won it back. Son pressuring Godfrey, but Godfrey does well to turn in there. And again, he's played really, really well, Godfrey, in this opening 20 minutes. As I say, Everton's best player, that's for sure. Ben Davis, Doucouré. Digne off the left. Tom Davis. Yerry Mina. Calvert-Lewin, Iwobi. Calvert-Lewin, Iwobi. Davis wins it back. It's Ndombele now. Lamela. Doherty. Højbjerg. Spurs have got the game right where they want it again now. As I said, Everton have been growing into it the last 5-10 minutes. Had a good couple of chances. Calvert-Lewin there. He was as shocked as I was that the ball fell to his feet, but managed to hit the post after a deflection from Alderweireld. Godfrey had a really good effort too, denied by Hugo Lloris. Everton have a goal kick. Bergwijn couldn't quite keep it in. But yeah, if you just joined me, Tottenham, a goal ahead, an early goal from Davinson Sanchez. Facts over feelings, talking about Godfrey. He says he's the fastest centre-back in the league, in my opinion. Interesting take. I think he's done really well filling in at right back for Everton in without Seamus Coleman. He's got the ball in his hands now, ready for an Everton throw. He throws to Sigurdsson, who loses the ball to Lamela. Calvert-Lewin wins it back. Godfrey on the ball now. Game's gone slightly flat. As I say, Tottenham prepared to sit off Everton, let them have the ball in their half. Davis, Michael Keane. Across to Yerry Mina. Yerry Mina finds Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It's a good first time pass to Davis. Davis with a bizarre pass to Doucouré. It was right down his throat. Iwobi, Godfrey. Davis, Doucouré. Back to Yerry Mina. As I say, Spurs allowing Everton to control possession. They're happy to sit off. They got their early goal. Michael Keane now driving forwards with the ball, finds Digne off the left. And what a boost that is for Everton to know they've got their left back. Such a big player for Everton. Oh, and that's brilliant defending by Doherty to prevent any kind of Everton attack. Yeah, Everton, the last 10 minutes started to attack better down that left-hand side. Create chances. That's where that cross came in for Dominic Calvert-Lewin's chance, of course. Hugo Lloris will take the free kick high up the pitch. Ball forwards. Long ball. Flicked on. Tom Davis puts it out for a throw-in. Puzzled look on Jose Mourinho's face right now. But his side are a goal ahead. Matt Doherty has a throw-in on the right-hand side for them. He's taking his time. Finds Lamela. Højbjerg. Ben Davis off the left. Finds Bergwijn. Back to Davis. Højbjerg. Bergwijn. Nice football here from Spurs. Lamela. Lamela to Ndombele. A lovely player to watch. Ndombele. It's Doherty off the right. Lamela. Doherty again. Spurs playing some lovely football at times in the opening quarter of this game. And they have a throw in high up the pitch in the Everton half. Doherty throws to Lucas Moura, back to Doherty. Keeping the ball there as a Tottenham. In no rush here. Happy to let Everton have the ball a lot of the time as well. It's a goal kick to Everton now. Interesting question here, asking which 3 United players would you sign if you could? Interesting one. If it's right now, I'd probably, clutching at straws, I'd nick the centre backs. I know it's not the best, but I'd have Maguire probably to compete with Kabak and Ben Davies for a starting place or set a bench. Bruno, of course, I think everyone would have Bruno, and probably Marcus Rashford too, for me. But I think Cavani will give us something a bit different as well. Lucas Moura flicks it on. Decore. Yerry Mina. Lovely ball to Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Can Everton get back into this game? Lucas Moura wins it back. Poor pass from Calvert-Lewin. And that's a poor pass from Lucas Moura. Michael Keane back to Olsen. Bit disappointed with this start. Spurs started really lively, but went a goal ahead in the 3rd minute. And I think, that's kind of killed the game a bit. As I say, Spurs happy to sit off Everton in possession when Everton have the ball in their own half. Everton had a couple of really good chances though themselves. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has given the ball away again. Spurs have it back. They'll keep the ball for a bit now. Ndombele, lovely from him, and he's bursting forwards. Lamela slows the game down after a poor touch. Højbjerg, he bursts forwards and finds Lamela again. Over to the right, Matt Doherty. So what a save, Olsen. Goes out for a corner. Yeah, lovely from Spurs that, some little bursts forwards. Firstly by Ndombele, then by Højbjerg, and Lamela worked it to the right, and it's a lovely first time ball in from Doherty on the right-hand side to Heung-min Son, who hits the first time. It's a bit of a camera save from Olsen, really, but I don't know how. It's a really good reactive save, though. He's not seen that, really. It's hit well by Son first time. And they scored from a corner, of course, Spurs. Can they do it again? Son, the producer of the first goal, he'll try again. Sigurdsson marking Sanchez again. He goes short this time. Bergwijn whips it in, blocked by Davis. Looking at the stats now, Tottenham have had 5 attempts to Everton's 3. 4 on target for Spurs, 2 on target for Everton. Lloris, happy to sit on the ball now until he's put under any kind of pressure from Everton. Lamela off the right. Lamela cuts inside, hits it well. Good save by Olsen, who this time manages to keep hold of it. Really, really good. Jake World says, have you seen what Goldbridge said about City? If so, do you agree? No, I've not seen what he said. If you could let me know in the comments, I'll let you know what I think. Michael Keane to Digne. Digne to Richarlison inside the Tottenham box, but it's just ahead of him, and it goes out for a Tottenham goal kick. Harry Kane on my screen now, rested for Tottenham today, of course. Not long come back from injury, and after how Tottenham did in the league with him out, I think Mourinho will be very keen on maintaining his fitness for the rest of the season. Tottenham without Harry Kane, but they're 1 goal to the good here. The ball is loose, and Ndombele. Digne wins it back inside the Spurs half. Richarlison off the left-hand side. Brought to ground by Højbjerg and wins Everton the free kick. They scored from a free kick at the weekend, of course. It was probably about this range out where Everton scored a level up. Dominic Calvert-Lewin deep into stoppage time against Manchester United after Axel Tuanzebe gave away a needless foul. Poor defending from Manchester United led to the Everton equaliser. Digne whips the ball in this time too. Dominic Calvert-Lewin is the man who wins the header. It's Richarlison. Tottenham haven't dealt with that. Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson was offside. Tottenham free kick given. It was interesting there. Sigurdsson put the ball in, and there were claims for a handball by Matt Doherty, but Sigurdsson was offside. Let me see. I'm just seeing the replay. I don't think Dominic Calvert-Lewin was offside straight away. Oh, it must have been. Yeah, Sigurdsson was onside. It was clearly the Calvert-Lewin one. But Everton have won it back deep in the Tottenham half. Digne. Tom Davies gives the ball away again. Ndombele skips past him, and he's roaming forward again. He's so good. Lamela over to the left where Bergwijn is. He's about 25 yards out. He cuts inside, goes backwards to Højbjerg. Over to his right-hand side where Doherty is. Son now. Son backwards to Højbjerg. Doherty on the right-hand side. Other touchline. Højbjerg. Moira. Back to Højbjerg. Tottenham. Just keeping the ball now. They're back in by their own half. They're in no real rush. They're a goal to the good. Ben Davies off the left. Bergwijn wins the throw for Tottenham just inside their own half. Yeah, Tottenham in no rush to take this. Even 15 minutes left of the first half. Ndombele with a really fancy flick. He's been outstanding for Spurs in this first half an hour. Really good signing him. You know, signed for Spurs. Not last summer, but the summer before. Had a difficult first season in England. I don't know if you've watched that documentary, but it's clear to see he struggled. He didn't look to be favoured by Jose Mourinho, but I liked him at Lyon, an outstanding talent, and it's good to see him settled. Son, Bergwijn straight at Robin Olsen. Spurs looking threatening. It's those changes of pace from Tottenham that Everton can't deal with, and Bergwijn inside the Everton box, about 14 yards out, the ball drops to him. It's a thunderous strike. It's well saved by Olsen. Ball over the top, Calvert-Lewin. No one's up there with him though, and Spurs have reclaimed possession. Lucas Moura. Digne, Richarlison back to Digne. Digne to Decore. Decore to Richarlison on the left-hand side. Whips the ball in, but it's blocked by Doherty. And the ball is recovered by Tom Davies. Digne, 25 yards out off the left, inside to Decore. Now Godfrey, you lose it to Bergwijn, and Spurs will counter. He's got Son to his right. It's 2-on-2. Son just inside the Everton box, strikes it. It's took a deflection off Michael Keane and goes behind for a Tottenham corner. And Everton really struggling with their Spurs counter-attacks at the minute. The change of pace for Spurs is really causing them problems. Son and Bergwijn. Son with a step over, tried to go through the legs of Michael Keane, but it was blocked by Keane, went over the bar. Looks like we've got a few more joining me now from Craig Stream. Nice to see you all. Tottenham lead here by a goal to nil. 13 minutes left of the first half. Davinson Sanchez scoring from a corner, and Tottenham have another corner now from the opposite side. Sigurdsson still marking Sanchez. It was his mistake for the opener. He didn't want to jump with Sanchez, and Sanchez with a free header past Olsen into the back of the Everton net. The ball in for the right-hand side. Old Weireld is first to the ball this time, and it goes out for a corner on the opposite side. Spurs have been the better side in this opening half an hour, but Everton have had their chance too. Dominic Calvert-Lewin should have done better after the ball somehow fell to him. He hit the post from that, and Ben Godfrey had a good opportunity for them too. It'll be Tottenham's fourth corner of the game. Heung-min Son to take it. Højbjerg screaming for the ball, about 25 yards out. He wants an interesting corner routine here. But it's short again to Bergwijn, whips it in. Richarlison heads away, and it has fallen to Højbjerg, who's free. Looks like he'll whip it back in from the right-hand side. Oh no, he finds Doherty, who's further right by the touchline. He whips one in. It's a scuffed cross, and it's easily dealt with by Yerry Mina. Decore loses the ball to Højbjerg, but he's won it back. And Tom Davis back to Decore. Decore, now Everton look to change the pace of the game. He goes to the right-hand side where Alex Iwobi is. Can he do anything, Iwobi? I said before, I'm not a huge fan of Alex Iwobi. His cross is scuffed, but it's blocked by Bergwijn, and Everton have won a corner. Red Ryan says Everton are getting knocked out here. What's new, mate? 26 years without a trophy for them. There's that little dig again. Digne will go over and take the corner for Everton. Tottenham score from a corner themselves. Can Everton make this game more interesting and level things again? Be interesting to see if they can themselves. Aerial threat. They've got Michael Keane and Mina in there. The ball's in. And it is Yerry Mina. But it's a goal kick. Yeah, the ball in. Lovely from Digne. Good ball in, but Yerry Mina doesn't quite get the contact he likes. The difference there between that and the Spurs goal is that the Everton defenders actually jumped with Yerry Mina, unlike Gylfi Sigurdsson, who just stood there and let Davinson Sanchez get the ball back. Doucouré won the ball high up the pitch. Sigurdsson, Dominic Calvert-Lewin strikes the ball well, and that is 1-1. Hugo Lloris couldn't keep it out. It was a good strike from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. It seemed to be down the throat of Hugo Lloris, but the French goalkeeper, the Spurs goalkeeper, couldn't keep it out, and the game is level. And the Everton players rushing over to join Calvert-Lewin in celebration. We're level again here. Don't know what these Everton players are looking to do, but some kind of interesting celebration by the looks of it. Every single Everton player, bar the goalkeeper, is joining Dominic Calvert-Lewin for these handshakes. Interesting. Very interesting celebration from Dominic Calvert-Lewin. That is his third game, and Tottenham, the creator of their own problems. Oh, it's a lovely strike, actually, by Dom. Lovely strike. He's a quality striker, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Should Lloris do better? If you see the clip, let me know. He's about 14 yards out. He's hit the ball first time, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and it is down the throat of Lloris. It's struck with power. He gets both hands to it, Lloris, but it goes into the back of the net, and the Everton players all celebrate together with handshakes one after the other. But we have a game on our hands here. As I say, Tottenham have been the better side, causing Everton lots of problems, but that's not saying Everton haven't had their chances. And that was a lovely strike by Dominic Calvert-Lewin. His third goal in 3 games for him. A lot of people bringing him into their fantasy teams again. Have you done that for this weekend? Everton have a double game week, of course. Tottenham on the left-hand side now, high up the pitch. Everton win it back. Decore with a lovely flick to get past Son. That's beautiful from Decore. We've praised Tottenham's midfield today and their signings of Ndombele and how he's turned good this season, and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg, who has been a good addition to Spurs. But what about the signing of Decore for Everton? He's been an underrated one. Everyone focuses on Rodriguez and Allen, but what a signing he was for them from relegated Watford, of course. Tom Davis with a hoof up the pitch. Sanchez gets to it with a header. Digne. Oh, good flick from Calvert-Lewin. Richarlison. What a strike! And it's 2-1 Everton. Everton have clawed this game back, much like they did at the weekend. Richarlison with a knee slide. It's a great finish from him as well, and this game has been turned on its head. Lloris doesn't look happy. There's questions whether he could have done better on the first goal. But in the space of 3 minutes, Everton have really turned this one around. It's a clever flick from Calvert-Lewin, who makes the first goal and provides the second. Flicks it through his legs to Richarlison, who is 18 yards out. He's on the edge of the box, and Lloris ain't saving that one right into the bottom corner. Lovely, lovely finish from Richarlison. And Everton, in the space of 3 or 4 minutes, have completely turned this game on its head. Fantastic finish. Two minutes and 35 seconds between the two Everton goals. I have a blue suit chat here from Jens K1102, who says, "You're a good lad. Are you also a United fan?" No, I am not. I'm a Liverpool fan. Everton 2, Tottenham Hotspur 1. What a game we have on our hands here. I'm noticing more people are joining us now. Everton turned the game around in under 3 minutes. Tottenham were looking very, very good in the opening half an hour, but their defensive troubles have let them down again. They gave the ball away stupidly in their own half of the opener. Very good finish by Calvert-Lewin. Could Lloris have done better? Let me know what you think. 5 minutes or so left of this first half. And Everton, who I keep saying haven't won a trophy for so long, 1995, of course, they are ahead after falling behind in the 3rd minute to a Davinson Sanchez header. Some brilliance from Dominic Calvert-Lewin to score and provide a really clever flicked pass to Richarlison, who finished really well for their second. And can Spurs get back in this game? And Ndombele, who has been so good in this first half on the ball, now finds Højbjerg, who's also played very well. And Ndombele again. Lamela gives the ball away. Watching Ndombele makes me wish he played for Liverpool. You know, he would provide us with so much creativity for midfield, and he's an outstanding player. Young player, of course, too. A really, really good signing from Spurs. I think a lot of people worried about him when he first moved to Tottenham and didn't seem to settle to English football in his first season, but he's been excellent this season. He really, really has. Keep your comments coming in, super chats also. I'll try and read as many out as possible. And keep your questions coming in too. I'll try and answer them when I can. I've got a good game on my hands here too, of course, but at half-time, definitely I'll have 15 minutes then to answer your questions, and if this game goes flat at any point, I'll be looking at the comments too. Michael Keane, a lot of you pointing out I'm a bit behind. I'm using the BT Sport app. I use the tactics mode. I'm a uni student, so that's what I use. It's a really, really good thing, of course. Oh, and Everton have a penalty. What has happened to this game? It's been completely turned on its head in the last 6 or 7 minutes. And it's Dominic Calvert-Lewin, that man again, causing Tottenham all kinds of problems. I don't know how Tottenham went through January without making a signing. Let's have a look at this again. It's a lovely ball over the top from Digne to Sigurdsson, who's off the left-hand side. He finds Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who's tripped by Højbjerg. It looks completely accidental, but that doesn't matter. Oh. VAR will look at it. Of course, they're checking whether it's in the box. It looks to me like it's in the box. It's completely accidental by Højbjerg. You feel aggrieved, but you give David Coote an opportunity to give a decision, and he often gives controversial ones. I don't think there's anything controversial about that. Gylfi Sigurdsson has an opportunity to score against a side he once played for, of course, and put Everton 2 goals to the good after they fell behind early on. Sigurdsson sends Lloris the wrong way, and it's Everton 3, Tottenham 1. Tottenham have a lot to do here. Everton have come behind again, just like they did at the weekend, and they've scored 3 again, just like they did at the weekend. But this time, in the first half. And Højbjerg, who has been brilliant in this first half, has given the penalty away, and Tottenham have fallen apart in the last 8 minutes. The Toffees are 3-1 up. And what a last 8 minutes for them. What a last 8 minutes for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And Sigurdsson goes just right of the middle with his penalty. Lloris dives down to his right. Sigurdsson sent him with his eyes, I think. Højbjerg angered by the penalty. You can tell it was very much accidental, but it is a foul, and Everton are 3-1 up. And I said for the first half an hour, Tottenham had the game in their hands. They were happy to let Everton control possession at the back at times, but now it's them with a lot to do. Bergwijn can't keep the ball in. I'm wondering how early we'll see Harry Kane, maybe even half-time. Matthew Larney says, hope it's 3-1 for my prediction. Red Ryan said 2-1 Everton. It's 3-1 Everton. Ty in 10 says, hi, Jack, mates. Hi, Ty. What a game we've had here. What a first half we've had here. It'll be interesting to see if Spurs can get back in the game. They look so good in that opening half an hour. The change of pace was really hurting Everton, but Everton will no doubt go deeper now, and they're causing their own problems, Spurs. Davinson Sanchez gave the ball away to Richarlison about 25 yards out, and Richarlison looked through on goal, but for Hugo Lloris, it was off his line very quickly to slide in and win the ball back for Spurs. And as I say, Tottenham causing their own problems. I really do not know how they went through the January transfer window without making a defensive signing. There was talk, of course, in the summer of Skriniar, but that didn't materialise. There's 3 minutes added time here. It's been a very eventful first half. Tottenham went ahead in the 3rd minute. Davinson Sanchez heading from a corner. Gylfi Sigurdsson not challenging him in the air. Everton were pretty poor defensively then for the opening half an hour. Tottenham had a couple of good chances after that. But Everton have really grown into this game. They had their chances when they were 1-0 down, of course. There was warning signs for Spurs. Dominic Calvert-Lewin hitting the post. Ben Godfrey testing Lloris from distance with a powerful strike. Ndombele has won Spurs a free kick just inside the Everton half. Interestingly, Jack Dorney says Jose out. He's a Tottenham fan. He wants Jose Mourinho out the door. Let me know what you think. Are there any more Tottenham fans in here? You Jose in, Jose out. What do opposition fans think? Would they keep Jose Mourinho? Son finds Ndombele, who whips a cross in. It's a poor cross, Digne away. He's the main source of their creativity in this first half, and Ndombele. As I say, it'll be interesting to see how early in this game we see Harry Kane. He's not long returned from injury. Tottenham with the ball in their own half. They found Doherty on the right-hand side. Matt Doherty inside to Lamela. Højbjerg and Ndombele. Keep your questions and your super chats coming in. I'll address them at half-time. 1 minute to go of stoppage time. Davinson Sanchez. And don't forget to remind me in the second half to start that clock. All the way around. Lamela on the left-hand side. Lamela gives the ball away to Tom Davies. Højbjerg. It's a completely different outlook this game now. It's Everton who are sitting back and allowing Tottenham a lot of the ball. They turn the game round. 3 goals in 7 minutes for them. What a game this has been, says Alberto Barca fan. Doherty on the right-hand side. All the way around. Over to the left for Ben Davies. He enters the Everton half, finds Lamela. Lamela swivels on the ball, picks out Son. Lovely, back to Lamela. It's through the legs of Mina. Lamela! What a game! And Lamela makes it 3-2. That was lovely play from Tottenham. Yerry Mina probably should have done a bit better. Goes through his legs and back to Lamela, who finishes really well. But it's the game of the 2 shit defences, this. And both managers aren't looking happy. 2 overall defence managers, really. But their defences have looked absolutely dreadful in this opening 45 minutes. And what a game we have had here. I said it may be a very tactical battle this evening. But as I say, it's the battle of the shit defences in this opening 45 minutes. And it's 3-2 to Everton, and David Coote blows for half-time. What a half we have had here. Everton 3, Tottenham Hotspur 2 at the break. And wow, what a half. Let me know what you think in the comments of that first half. Everton turned the game around. They found themselves a goal down inside the first 3 minutes. Davinson Sanchez from a corner. But then they turned the game around within the space of 8 minutes. Calvert-Lewin's goal in the 36th minute. Sigurdsson's penalty in the 43rd minute. In between that, of course, a Richarlison strike, a very good strike from about 20 yards out, Richarlison, into that bottom corner past Lloris. Let me know everything that you think of the first half. Lamela obviously got a goal back for Spurs just before the break. 3-2 at half-time. Let me know what you thought of that first 45 minutes. An incredibly interesting game. A very, very good one too. What a game this is. A lot of people were saying before the game, let's hope it's not like last night's game between West Ham and Manchester United. It's been very unlike that game. What a game this has been. And from a defensive point of view, you'd be screaming at both sides. Tottenham giving the ball away far too easily at the back. And then for Tottenham's first goal, Sigurdsson not challenging Sanchez in the air. And for the second goal, Mina was nutmegged far too easily and allowed the ball through to Eric Lamela. Keep your comments coming in. I'll try and go through them. I asked you what you thought about Jose Mourinho. Harrison 10 says, oh my goodness, that's shambles from Spurs to concede 3 in the first half. Poor from Højbjerg and Sanchez. Yeah, it was silly to trip Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I think going forwards, Højbjerg has had a very good first half, but, you know, it was poor from him. And Sanchez has given the ball away a couple of times deep in his own half. Ollie Overland asking if I play FIFA. I do. I haven't recently, but I do occasionally. Sean Couch asking, who do I think that will win? I've said all day that I think it will go all the way. I still think that, you know, it's been a really interesting game. I think Spurs dominated the opening 20 minutes or so. Everton had the odd chance, but Spurs looked the better side, in my opinion. They really caused Everton problems on the counter-attack. They let Everton have a lot of the ball, but they were looking more threatening side. Everton had the chances through Godfrey and Sigurdsson, but it was Spurs that really looked like they were causing Everton more problems. And I do still think Spurs have caused their own problems today. But so have Everton, to be fair. Tottenham fans saying, going to be honest, we should be ahead, but I can't blame Jose for this. I agree. I don't think it's been either manager's fault. I think it has been individual errors on the pitch. But you have to question, should Tottenham have gone and signed a centre-back in January? Liverpool had a bit of a defensive problem all season. They've lost a lot of centre-backs to injury. They've gone into the market. They've signed Ozan Kabak and Ben Davies. Spurs been poor defensively all season. That's what's let Spurs down, really. And they didn't go into the market for a centre-back. There's a prediction here from Madison and Daddy's World. It says Manchester City will win the domestic treble again because they get the easy draws all the time. It's an interesting one. They do seem to get a lot of easy draws, but they're also very, very good in this competition because of the amount of money they spend on squad players. It's as simple as that. So when they do rest players, they've still got a very, very good, strong side. Alberto Barca fan, this is an interesting one. It says the Dominic Calvert-Lewin shot was really powerful. It was straight from the throat of Lloris. I think maybe he could have done better. He gets 2 gloves to it, but he can't keep it out. But it is struck first time, and it is struck with power by Dom Calvert-Lewin. Chicken Boy says it'll be 4-4 and go to penalties. Ronan Brown says Spurs are so sloppy, Everton need to capitalise. That's absolutely it, Ronan. You know, the first 30 minutes, as I say, it was Everton who were looking shaky defensively and getting caught on the counter-attack. But we saw after that, Everton turned completely around in the space of 8 minutes, making the most of poor defensive errors from Spurs. And then Højbjerg stupidly gives away a penalty. I don't think he meant it, but he's tripped Dominic Calvert-Lewin. He got his legs tangled in his own box and brought him to ground. And there's another Spurs problem. They give away too many penalties, too many easy penalties. And we saw in the Spurs documentary, Mourinho not happy with Serge Aurier for giving away easy penalties. And it was Højbjerg today. Let's look at the comments. Ethan Spencer thinks we'll see Harry Kane come on. Yep, I do too. And I think he'll get the equaliser. I think it'll finish 3-3 now, mate. Alberto Barca fan says, I'm thinking 5-5, then 3-2 penalties. Question here, I've had this a lot recently about me and Redmen TV. No, I'm very much still doing stuff for Redmen TV. I was on placement there at uni, but obviously because of COVID, I'm not working in the office. I'm very much needed from home when I'm needed by them. But they've got a lot of people willing to do stuff for them, and you know I'm helping Craig out for now, and I'm really enjoying helping Craig and Connor. I'm still very much running the academy channel, and we're looking to change a few things in the academy channel. Actually, I'm really excited for the future of that channel. If you don't follow Red Men Academy, please go and check that out. We don't just do Liverpool, we look at academies as a whole, and there's a little hint to the future of the channel. You know, we're trying to look at the Premier League 2, the under-18s Premier League, and European youngsters as a whole. I'm really excited by young footballers, and you know I'm really excited to start this venture with Red Men Academy and this new plan that we've got. A prediction here that Man City will get Bournemouth in the next round from George YNWA. Thinking it'll be an easy draw. I think there. George YNWA says could do with Leicester playing extra time. Absolutely, we really could. Though I don't think we should be clutching at straws and hoping for that. I'm hoping for a much better performance against Leicester at the weekend. I'm just looking at that first goal for Tottenham back. I criticised Sigurdsson for not jumping with him, but you know, Dominic Calvert-Lewin seems to duck as well. Now the first goal for Spurs, for Everton, sorry, and where Højbjerg gave the ball away for that first goal. As I said, going forwards, I think Højbjerg has been good for Everton today. Him and Ndombele were driving forwards with the ball well, but he's been so sloppy as well. He gave a penalty away, he gave the ball away for that Dominic Calvert-Lewin opener. The second goal from Everton was a good low drilled finish from Richarlison, the type of goal I really love. You know, a drilled finish into the bottom corner. There's no goal better, really, especially when you hear the noise of the ball hitting the back of the net. And then the penalty incident, Højbjerg just getting his legs tangled. I don't think he sees Dominic Calvert-Lewin coming and accidentally trips him up, but he trips him up and it's a penalty, which Sigurdsson sends Lloris the wrong way. It's not in any corner, really. It's more down the middle, to be honest with you, but sends Lloris with his eyes. And then just before half-time, Lamela makes it 3-2. Son finds it too easy to thread it through the legs of Yerry Mina, and Lamela finishes over Olsen and makes it a game again ahead of this second half. Let's have a look at the comments. United Live says, my prediction for the FA Cup is United versus Bournemouth, Man City versus Leicester, Chelsea versus Bristol City. It's only 3 ties. What are the other scores right now? Let me know. The Sheffield United, Bristol City score and the Leicester score. 7.5 minutes it took Everton to go from a goal to 0 down to 3-1 up. Let me know what you think of this stream. And let me know what you think of that first half and whether we'll see Harry Kane anytime soon. Christoph says Spurs will win. It's interesting. They definitely have the better bench of the two sides. And if they can draw level soon in this second half, I wouldn't put it past them, but we saw a spirited second half performance from Everton against Manchester United. They scored 3 goals in the second half against them at the weekend. They've scored 3 goals in the first half here. It's clear the problem for Everton at the minute is defensively. 2 errors defensively for Spurs' goals, but Spurs have been a calamity at the back too. So you let me know. It's Sheffield United 1, Bristol City 0, and Brighton against Leicester is 0-0. For anyone that didn't know, like me, interested in that. I mean, I'm intrigued who goes through between Brighton and Leicester. I think it's a good game that, but clearly a bit of a boring one, 0-0 right now. Who looks the biggest threat for Everton going forward? Dominic Calvert-Lewin. You know, he won the penalty. He was the assist for the second goal, and he did a fantastic finish for the opener. It's a really powerful first-time finish down the throat of Lloris, but Lloris can't keep it out. But he's definitely the biggest threat for Everton going forward. But you know, I think Ben Godfrey has been good going forwards for Everton too on that right-hand side. Richarlison with a lovely drill finish for the second goal for Everton. And for Spurs, and Ndombele and Højbjerg have been really good at bringing the ball forward for them. Højbjerg has been poor defensively, gave the penalty away, gave the ball away for Calvert-Lewin's opener. Ronaldo or Messi? Messi for me. I think Messi's the GOAT, but I think Ronaldo is the better athlete. You know, there's no doubt in that. And I think we should appreciate. I hate comparing them. It's Messi for me, but I hate comparing them because we got two of the best footballers we have ever seen. And you know, they're completely different players. They really are. And we're lucky to have them both. And they've brought us some brilliant battles for the Ballon d'Or over the last few years. And you know, they're still into the latter ends of their career now, but they're still fantastic players, both of them. It'll be interesting to see where Messi ends up next. Let's have a look. Keep your comments coming in. It's good to see that we've had a few more join us after the end of Craig's stream. I hope you're all enjoying this. United Live says DCL is the new special one. Wouldn't be surprised if he gets a big money move to Germany in the summer. Me and my mates joked, a couple of my mates are Man City fans. We joked at the start of the season about Calvert-Lewin replacing Aguero, but he's had such a good season that it wouldn't surprise me if they looked at him at the end of the season. You know, I think Haaland will probably be their primary target. They're looking at Messi as well, if you believe reports, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have a look at Calvert-Lewin as well. It'll cost them a lot of money, though. You must think. A lot of people talking about Solskjaer in the chat. Man of the match so far. Interesting. I think you have to give it to Calvert-Lewin so far. I pointed out, I didn't notice this when I saw it at first. The ball from the corner for Spurs' opener. The ball comes in from Son. I said Sigurdsson didn't challenge Sanchez in the air, but Calvert-Lewin is in front of both players and he ducks. He allows Sanchez to get to the ball. I don't know if there was a shout, if he heard Sanchez shout that he had the ball or something and therefore ducked and there was a miscommunication from the Everton players or what. But, you know, it wasn't just Sigurdsson that was at fault for not jumping with Sanchez. Calvert-Lewin ducked too. So, just in the commercial break now, it won't be long before the second half continues. Carry on letting your comments coming in and your super chats, of course. Someone's pointed out it's still Sheffield United 1, Bristol City 0. Ollie Overland says, do you think Haaland will move in the summer or the summer after when his release clause is active? There's going to be so many top European clubs after him that it wouldn't surprise me if he moves this summer, especially if Dortmund miss out on the Champions League. There's going to be some sale at Dortmund if they miss out on the Champions League. You know, Gio Reyna, Mahmoud Dahoud, Jadon Sancho, of course, Erling Haaland, Jude Bellingham there. I'm a big fan of Dortmund and all the young talent that they've got. There'll be some excellent talent available if they miss out on the Champions League. Don't worry, guys. The main thing that's been going through my head at half-time is to remember the clock in the second half. Let me know what you think this game will end up. I won't be surprised if Spurs turn this around and go on and win it. You know, both teams looking shaky at the back. Nothing would surprise me in the second half. I think if it stays like this for the first 15 minutes, we might see Harry Kane. Both teams coming back out for the second half now. It's going to be an interesting second half. I've said all day I think it will go on to penalties. I still think it will. I think a Harry Kane equaliser late on for me, and it will finish 3-3. That's an interesting thing as well. The fact that Mino Raiola is Haaland's representative, I think it might put a lot of people off. I can see now on my screen Ancelotti and Mourinho having a conversation and hiding their lips from the cameras, probably talking about how shit both their defences were in the first half. Just waiting for this second half to continue. I don't know what the delay is. I think they're waiting for all the Tottenham players to get across the pitch and onto the bench. Hoping for more goals in the second half. It was a really good first half. Let's hope for a good second half too. Just waiting on David Coote to blow his whistle to get us underway. And there it goes. We are back underway for the second half. And yes, I remember the clock. Tom Davies on the ball now. Left-hand side, Charlison is fouled. Everton free kick. Alberto Barca fan says, why does everyone hate Raiola? Quite simply, he's a knobhead. He loves his agent fees and it puts a lot of clubs off. So it's going to be interesting. A prediction here that'll be 3-3. Full time 6-6 after extra time and 2-1 on penalties. Interesting. Digne on the left whips a ball in away from Doherty on the edge of the box. Everton have the ball back. Decore right hand side to Iwobi, who ghosted the first half, but it didn't matter because Everton went in 3-2 up. Tottenham have won it back, and it's Lamela. Lucas Moura takes the ball in his stride. Sigurdsson pulls him back. It's a foul that is worthy of a yellow card, and David Coote has it out quickly. It's the first card of the game, I believe. Yeah, it's cynical from Sigurdsson. He has a few grabs at Lucas Moura to try and pull him back. He could see that Spurs tried to go on a counter, and Lucas Moura gave him a nasty look when the referee blew the whistle for the free kick. Very cynical from Sigurdsson, but you got to do what you got to do. Let me know what you think of the two managers tonight as well. Two very, very good managers, of course. Ancelotti and Mourinho both come to their respective clubs for one reason and one reason only, and that's to bring glory to both of them. Everton, no trophy since 1995. I'm going to say that as many times as I can today. Tottenham, not won a trophy since 2008, and they got rid of Pochettino for one reason, in my opinion, and that was to bring in Mourinho and to win trophies. They're in the final of the Carabao Cup. How far can they go in this competition? They find themselves 3-2 down. Richarlison is down at the moment, but he's slowly getting back up to his feet now after a challenge with Lamela, who did catch him. Ooh, slightly late there from Eric Lamela. It's a bit of a nasty one, especially in this cold weather that we've got up north at the moment. But Richarlison is back on his feet. And Leicester City have won it late on against Brighton. Iheanacho, the goal scorer there. They will be through to the next round. Unfortunate for us, sorry, that it's not gone into extra time. It would have helped us at the weekend. But Iheanacho, the match winner for Leicester, they will be through into the last 8 of that competition. And Sheffield United are also through to the last 8. They have won by 0-0. Ollie Overland says Haaland to Chelsea. Thoughts? I think there's going to be, there won't be a top club in Europe that aren't interested in Haaland. He's the most exciting young talent in Europe at the minute, in my opinion. He's got a bit of everything. He's an outstanding player. So many clubs will be after him. Lucas Moura back to Ndombele. Ben Davies over to the left where Bergwijn is. Bergwijn enters the Everton box, pulls it back to Ndombele. Davies on the edge of the box now on the left-hand side, goes backwards to Højbjerg, who had an interesting first half, as I said. Good for Spurs going forwards, but made a couple of mistakes that have led to Everton goals. Gave away the penalty for the third Everton goal, gave away the ball for the opener for Everton, or for the equaliser for Everton, should I say, sorry. Christoph thinks Haaland will stay at Dortmund. Ben Davies on the left-hand side finds Mella 20 yards out. Finds Bergwijn, who's on the left. Can he whip one in? He does, but he slips in the process and Mina clears. Højbjerg takes the ball down on his chest. Oh, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin has done so well to win Everton throw there. I said in the first half he would be my man of the match so far. He does his defensive duties there. Chicken Boy says, loving this stream. Thank you very much, Chicken Boy. I'm loving the name. We can see Dele Alli warming up. What do you make of him and his game time under Jose Mourinho? We saw when Mourinho first came in, we thought Ali would be his start. I can't remember what game. I think it was against West Ham in Mourinho's early days, where he produced that lovely flick to keep the ball in, which led to a Tottenham goal. But there's been loads of rumours about him going out the exit door for Spurs. He's not had much game time this season either. There's been a few times when he's not even been in the squad. 007 COB says he's sick of Mbappe links. I'm sick of talking about Mbappe. I think it'll be a lovely signing, but it's a dream signing. It's very unlikely to happen, especially in the COVID market. A question for you there. I believe he is. I'm not quite sure. So let's see if the comments know. Kane is getting ready to come on, probably earlier than Mourinho would have liked, but it shows he wants to win this competition, Mourinho. He wants to win a trophy with Spurs, that's for sure. I wonder how much it's the reason he's at Tottenham. I think it's solely the reason. Levy wants trophies, and he wants them now. They're through to the Carabao Cup final. They were doing well in the league, but in recent weeks and months, like Liverpool, they're falling apart, really. And in the absence of Kane, they were poor, of course. We've done the double over them with a win at Anfield in December, and another one in the Tottenham new stadium, of course, in January. And they just look so flat without Kane. But today they were fine going forwards. It was defensively where they've caused their own problems again. I'm not sure about this. Mr. Democracy says Slaven Bilic in talks with Arsenal as a new manager. Liam Barry doesn't like Dele Alli. Dominic Calvert-Lewin tries to advance for Sigurdsson. Richarlison. Calvert-Lewin switches the play to Iwobi on the right-hand side. He brings the ball down well, goes backwards to Godfrey on the halfway line. He goes further back to Yerry Mina. Everton, not in any rush here. Tom Davies. Oh, well turned. And he puts a lovely ball through to the Corre inside the Spurs box. That was good. That was much better from Tom Davies. I said in the first half I wasn't too convinced by him, but that was a lovely pass. Richarlison now. Højbjerg does well. Matt Doherty. Son to the right-hand side where Moira is. Tottenham was so good in the first half when they used that change of pace. Can they do it here? Moira inside to Lamela, who scored Spurs' second goal. Bergwijn on the left-hand side of the Everton box. He tries to strike it, but Yerry Mina gets the block. Tom Davies, Richarlison. Inside the Everton half, tackled by Matt Doherty. And it is a throw. And now we will see the introduction of Harry Kane for the last 38 minutes here. As I said, probably earlier than Mourinho would have liked, but clearly he's fit enough. Bergwijn is coming off. I think that's a bit unlucky. He was really good in the first half. He looked exciting going forwards for Spurs. Ollie Overland says thoughts on Steven Bergwijn. I think he's a good player. I really do. And he looked exciting in the first 52 minutes. I'm not quite sure why he's the man that's been bought off. Excuse me. Hello to MSAV 555. Calvert-Lewin down. That's a worry for Ancelotti and Everton. He's not long come back from injury, of course. They wouldn't want him injured in a cup game. So important for them. Scorer of the first goal, creator of the second, won the penalty for the third. Such a good player. Credit where credit's due. He's got a bit of everything. Really exciting striker, Dom Calvert-Lewin. Found his best form under Carlo Ancelotti. .007 COB. Try not to shout, but he likes Dele Alli. Liverpool obviously linked with him before he joined Spurs. Youssef asks how we have the time and score. That's for us to know, and you to perhaps find out one day, Youssef. No, I'm joking. It's a tab that I was shown by Connor. Coleman is coming on. Oh, Ancelotti withdrawing Calvert-Lewin here and bringing on an extra defender. Calvert-Lewin going straight down the tunnel. A worrying sign for Everton, but that is great news for Liverpool. We play them not this weekend, but the weekend after, of course. So that is good news. I don't like to celebrate injuries, and hopefully it's not too serious for Calvert-Lewin, but it'd be nice for him to miss that game against us in a couple of weeks, especially after the way they played against us in the last time We met in a Merseyside derby. Chris, how I'm doing? I'm not too bad, thanks, mate. Are you? Hoping for some more goals in this game. Matt Doherty on the right-hand side now. Ollie Overland. He's disappointed. He says he's got Dominic Calvert-Lewin in his fantasy team with a double game week. I think that's why he's been taken off, to be fair. He's walked down the tunnel. But I think Ancelotti probably doesn't want to risk him with the games they've got ahead. They've got City and Liverpool in the next 3 games, of course. Harry Kane and Ndombele, some big games for Everton that they'll need Calvert-Lewin for. As I say, so important for Everton and important in those 3 goals that have put them ahead here against Tottenham Hotspur. Ben Davies on the left-hand side, whips one in. Yerry Mina gets it away. Ben Davies has won it back. Has your opinion changed on the scoreline now that Dominic Calvert-Lewin has hobbled off injured? So it looked like a thigh injury to me for Calvert-Lewin. And Ndombele with a no-look pass there. The Son on the left-hand side. Can he cross it in? He can. And oh, that's a lovely ball in. Really good defending by Michael Keane. There's a dangerous ball across the face of goal from Heung-min Son. He was out on the left, a couple of step overs. Got past Godfrey and whipped one right across the goal. Davis couldn't get on the end of it. It's a Tottenham corner. They've scored from one of these already today. Heung-min Son will whip it in again. He was the creator for their opener today. Inside the 3rd minute, Sanchez was the scorer for that. Can they score here again? What a save, Olsen. The ball is in the back of the net. And it's 3-3. I don't know who's the man who's put it in the back of the net. They've all ran over to Sanchez to celebrate. But Everton concede from a corner again. 3-3. Game on our hands. Tottenham have come back from 3 goals to 1 down. It is now 3-3. What a game. Jose Mourinho doesn't look happy despite his side being level again. And it is Davinson Sanchez. He's got a brace for the centre-back. The ball comes in, Alderweireld heads it. Olsen makes the save, but he puts it right back into the danger area. And Sanchez stabs the ball into the back of the net. And it's level again. Sean Couch is getting there. Game on. Sanchez at the double. Olsen. Could he have done better there? For me, Alderweireld's done a good header. He's reacted well. He saved it, but he's tipped it right back into a danger area, and you can't be doing that. And, you know, I was shocked when they brought Olsen in. Olsen was, of course, Alisson's replacement at Roma. He had a very good World Cup for Sweden. I was shocked that he didn't get more game time over Pickford, who makes a fair few mistakes. But in the last couple of games, I've realised why. Robin Olsen was poor against United, and for me, he should be doing better there. He tipped it right into a danger area. But saying that, it's not too bad for us as the neutral, because it's 3-3. We have our game on our hands. Digne has whipped a free kick in from the left, and Ben Davies gets the way out of danger. Ben Godfrey on the right-hand side with it. It's not out of danger. Oh, but that's a good block on the board for Højbjerg, who gets it to come back off Godfrey and out for a goal kick. And Højbjerg celebrates it like he's just scored a goal. Ryan says, when is Mourinho happy, Jack? Absolutely right. Ollie Overland says, poor defending, should have headed it away at the front post. Completely agree. You know, it's a ball in this. Both Digne and Godfrey on Alderweireld, but Alderweireld still manages to get his head to the ball first. And the save from Olsen puts it back into the path of Sanchez, who stabs it into the back of the net for his 2nd goal of the game. And yet, as Scary Ninja 7 points out, Olsen has conceded 6 goals in 2 games. And we have a game on our hands with half an hour to go. And you have to fancy Spurs now. Everton, without their star striker, Calvert-Lewin, after he hobbled off injured. He was involved in all 3 Everton goals. And they'll be looking to Richarlison to be their star man now. Whilst Tottenham have brought on Harry Kane. Iwobi on the left finds Digne. He pulls it back to Sigurdsson, who's unmarked. Sigurdsson! Alderweireld blocks well. And Doherty gets it out for an Everton throw on the left-hand side. So we've just seen Sheffield United have gone through. Leicester have gone through. Who will go through in this game? We've had a very, very good opening 60 minutes. Tottenham have brought on Harry Kane. Dominic Calvert-Lewin has limped off. It could go either way, but you have to fancy Spurs now. But with these defences, absolutely anything could happen. Rayhan, pointed out how hard is it to defend? Very hard for Tottenham and Everton, clearly. And two managers that are known for defensive records and defensive sides, defensive shapes. They've got to work on the defensive shapes with these sides because both have been dreadful defensively. David says, when's the draw for the next round? I was told Thursday earlier. Everton on the right-hand side. James Coleman gets inside the Tottenham box and tries to pull it into the middle where Iwobi was, but good defending from Tottenham that time. It's an Everton throw. Half an hour to go. Christoph says, do I rate Tom Davies? He's hit and miss for me. When he first broke into the Everton side, I thought he looked really good, but this season he's been pretty poor for me. But he's done a couple of good things today. Here's Richarlison just inside the Everton box, blocked well by Davinson Sanchez. This is better defending from Tottenham. As says James, Justin will be a big loss for Leicester. Time to get him out of your fantasy sides. I must have missed something. Did he get injured today? Mark Caldwell saying he thought Southampton defenders were bad. Look at these. Well, to be fair, I won't compare them to Southampton with the amount of goals they've shipped in the last couple of games. Sorry, really missing Kyle Walker-Peters. They've just not looked the same, have they, in recent games under Ralph Hasenhüttl? Southampton need to recover the form that they were in when they beat us. By us, I mean Liverpool, of course, defended excellently that day when they beat us by a 1-goal at St Mary's. As saying that James Justin was stretched off. Everton on the left-hand side. Sigurdsson on the edge of the box. Lovely strike, but it flies over the bar. Yeah, hopefully it's not an ACL injury. That would be such a shame. He's been doing so well, young James Justin. Prediction for this final score. I said 3-3 and it to go to penalties, but I hope we have more goals in this last half an hour. I had someone say that he thinks it will be 6-6 after extra time earlier on, which wouldn't surprise me with these two defences. Iwobi on the left-hand side for Everton, just inside the Tottenham half. The game's gone a bit flatter. Now it's level. Everton having more of the ball and had a couple of chances since the Spurs equaliser. That Sigurdsson one was a lovely strike from the Icelandic international, but over the bar. So with a loose first touch and Decore challenges, but Spurs still on the ball all the way around. Find Davinson Sanchez. Son isn't the first player to do a loose first touch for Spurs today inside their own half. There's been a few of them. Højbjerg, obviously, which led to the first goal. Davinson Sanchez has had a couple. But he's also got a couple of goals, Davinson Sanchez. Everton playing the ball around beautifully there. A good 1-2 between Tom Davies and Alex Iwobi. Header by Digne forwards. The head tennis as Davinson Sanchez also heads it. And here's Ndombele, who roams forwards with the ball. He's really exciting every time he gets the ball. Tanguy Ndombele. He wants to go forwards. He wants to create something. Really lovely player to watch. Big fan of Tanguy Ndombele, I am. What a season he's having. All the way around. Højbjerg. He's something that we could really do with at Liverpool at the minute. Tanguy Ndombele. Christoph thinks Sigurdsson should have scored the volley strike. It was hard to control. Davies is giving it away. Tom Davies gives it away to Lucas Moura. Here's Harry Kane. Blocked twice by Decore. As I say, both teams being the cause of their own problems. Tom Davies gives the ball away about 25 yards out in his own half. And you can't give Kane chances like that, but Decore defending really well for Everton there. Alex Jung wants it to go to penalties. It'll be interesting. It really would. But, you know, I'd like to go to bed quite early tonight. Just as long as it's exciting, that's all I ask. You know, the West Ham United game yesterday, I couldn't put myself through it. Poor game of football. Very dull. But this one, we've had 6 goals in the opening hour. We've got 25 minutes to go. We've got Harry Kane on the pitch. Let's see if there are more goals. Spurs keeping the ball now. Lucas Moura on the halfway line. Over to the right-hand side where Doherty is. Back to Davinson Sanchez, who skips past Richarlison. Lamela turns, swivels on the ball, and Ndombele first time to Son. Son over to the right with Doherty. But he is fouled. It's a bit of a nasty one. That right on the Achilles from Yerry Mina. David Coote gets his card out straight away. I don't like that. That's a poor challenge for Yerry Mina. Sort of, yeah, he treads on the Achilles of Son. That's a nasty one. That. He was never getting to the ball. And, what is it with Everton? Very, very dirty side we want to be. We saw in the Merseyside derby a couple of the challenges they put in. Richarlison, of course, was sent off for a horror challenge on Thiago. We saw Pickford as well on Van Dijk, which ended his season. And that on Son, and that's a nasty one from Yerry Mina. David Coote was given easier yellow card this season. At least he saw that, and at least he saw it was a card. Tottenham have a free kick. I suppose the difference now in this game is Tottenham have their deadly duo on the pitch. Harry Kane brought on for the last 35 minutes. Ball put in. They've kept Son on the pitch too, whereas Everton have lost Calvert-Lewin to injury. Quickly rolled out by Olsen. Coleman is fouled. He replaced Calvert-Lewin, of course. And Everton have a free kick on the halfway line. Everton have the ball on the left-hand side. Digne. Iwobi tries to skip past Doherty, but he loses it. Poor footballer, Iwobi is. Lucas Moura. Yeah, Bernard is coming on. I think to replace Iwobi. He's done nothing today. Alex Iwobi, as I say, I think Everton will think a bit more carefully next time they've got £40 million to spend. Seen the City signing at the time, and a weird one. Some people not happy with the Dominic Calvert-Lewin injury. He did manage to walk off the pitch, so people with him in their FPL side will hope that it's not too serious. Everton fans will hope it's not too serious as well. They've got Man City and Liverpool around the corner. He's such a big player for them as well, of course. Everton have the ball. Oh, Sigurdsson finds Richarlison inside the box. It's 4-3. And there we go. Richarlison gets his second. It's another lovely finish from him. It's a lovely pass through from Gylfi Sigurdsson. But once again, poor defending from Tottenham, who are surrounding David Coote to complain. I think they felt that there was a foul in the build-up. But let's have a look at this again. Mourinho trying to urge his side on again. So yeah, Ndombele fell to the ground. He felt he was fouled by Iwobi. But it's just poor defending from all the way around. Davinson Sanchez and Gylfi Sigurdsson threads it through. And once again, a lovely finish from Everton. A lovely finish from Richarlison. And Everton are ahead again. 4-3. What a game. And I'll tell you what, I'm watching this finish again from Richarlison. Lloris seems to have covered every single angle. But he gets a little touch on the ball, but can't keep it out. Lovely finish. Tottenham felt Ndombele was fouled in the build-up. The BT Sport cameras haven't shown me it back yet, but I didn't think there was much in that at all on first glance. But they're not happy with it at all. Everton making that change now. Bernard is coming on. And I was right. Alex Iwobi is the man brought off the field. They're moaning about offside as well. Tottenham. But the goal has been given. Rehan says, as a neutral, this is fun to watch. Absolutely. I'm enjoying myself here. I'd be interested to see that back again. They're annoyed about Ndombele going to ground. I didn't think there was anything in that, but was he offside, Richarlison? I didn't see them drawing the silly lines that we saw them draw when Liverpool played Everton and Mane was offside late on. And we've seen so many times this season, just stupid lines drawn to show offsides and fine margins, people being a lace offside at times. Højbjerg, can Tottenham get back in this game again? They found themselves a goal up, but then 3-1 down. Then they drew level. Now they're 4-3 down, 20 minutes to go. They've got Son and Kane on the pitch. They won't want to go out of this competition, Tottenham. Mourinho loves trophies. But they've got it all to do now in the last 20 minutes. And Everton, without Calvert-Lewin, who was taken off with an injury scare, they'll happily sit back now. But both sides have been defensively poor, as you can see from the 4-3 scoreline. A lot moaning about David Coote. I said this at the start. I don't know how he continues to get these big games, but if people are moaning about offside like they are, it's not David Coote's fault then. Will, what a game this is. Quite right. I picked a good one this week. I'm so glad you're all joining me for this one. Michael Keane has won it back for Everton. Here's Bernard, who's just come on, replaced Alex Iwobi, who had a pretty poor game. Well, David Coote waves away that one, and I tell you what, I hate watching this guy referee. I absolutely despise it. There are not enough good referees in the Premier League, but David Coote is definitely one of the worst, in my opinion. And I don't know how he didn't blow his whistle for an Everton foul there. There were 2 fouls, in fact. Bernard seemed to be fouled, and then there was another one shortly after, and David Coote waved away both of them. Højbjerg to the right-hand side. Davinson Sanchez back to Højbjerg. A lot of people angry with David Coote. And Ndombele with a lovely backheel flick to Son, but brilliant defending from Seamus Coleman, who clears up the pitch. It's going to be a lot of that in this last 20 minutes or so, I believe. Kevin Friend is way worse. It's Jensk 11:02. Yeah, there's a few of them in the print. You know, there's loads of talk about VAR, and I think there is a lot wrong with VAR, but it doesn't help with the incompetent referees in the Premier League. Ben Davies on the left-hand side looks to whip one in. It's hit off Coleman's head and goes out for a Tottenham corner. Everton have struggled with these. They've conceded twice from a corner today, twice. Davinson Sanchez has scored from corners. I'm just watching it back, and that obviously the Everton 4th goal, the foul, or you know, the thing that Tottenham were moaning about on Ndombele. Iwobi does have his hands on him, but David Coote didn't believe it was a foul. The ball from Son, and it causes all kinds of problems for Olsen, and then falls to Lamela, who's 16 yards out and skies it over. So yeah, Son with the in-swinging corner. Olsen under pressure from Harry Kane, punches away. I'd be intrigued if Coote would have blown for that. Probably not. Yeah, people pointing out Mike Dean and his recent decisions too. He's come under some criticism for sending off Bednarek, which got overturned. And of course, that Souček one, which was ridiculous as well. Matthew McData, the idea of VAR is great, but the referee using it are terrible. Yep, that is part of the problem, their incompetence. And, you know, there's so much, I think, that VAR needs to change as well. But the system, great idea. The use of it at the moment in the Premier League, not right at all. And I know it's not just the Premier League. I know there's problems all over the shop, but Our referees don't help situations at all. And now David Coote blows up for a foul from Lucas Moura. He held back Digne, and Digne quite angry about that. He felt that he was through on that left-hand side. Yeah, Moura drags him back, and I'm surprised Coote hasn't given him a yellow card. Really am. We saw similar in early on in the second half when Sigurdsson dragged back Lucas Moura. He was booked, but Moura not booked here. Dele Alli is warming up and ready to come on for Spurs. "15 minutes to go here. Tottenham have their best players on the pitch. Can they draw level again? Sigurdsson will take the corner from the the free kick from the left-hand side. Headed away by Harry Kane. Decore still got it for Everton. Tom Davies over to the right-hand side. That's a lovely ball to Bernard. Bernard whips one in. It's headed by Michael Keane or Everton with a real chance to put the game to bed there. Lloris found it right down his throat there and was able to catch the ball. It's a long ball forward to Harry Kane. I think we're going to have a really interesting last 15 minutes here. What a game we have had. And Ndombele wins it back and looks to take the ball forwards. He's got Kane on his left. He finds Kane. Clips the ball into the box. Son wins the header. We've seen them two combine and Keane flicks at it. It doesn't look convincing for him. And it's another Spurs corner. Keep your predictions coming in. Chicken Boy thought all along it would be 4-4. Tottenham have 14 minutes to get the equaliser and to send this game to extra time. Or can Everton hold on? It's Bryn 11 says he loves the stream. Keep it up. Thank you very much, mate. It helps when you got a good game like this. Lucas Moura has come off. Dele Alli has come on. Players crowding Robin Olsen now for this corner. Tottenham, I think, have realised that he's absolutely shite. And they're going to put him under pressure. Jensk 1102 thinks it's a great stream. Thank you very much. What a game. The ball in. Another in-swinger. Headed clearance. It's actually probably the first well-defended corner I've seen from Everton all game. Seamus Coleman with a strong header out for a Tottenham throw. Davis will take it. Son off the left. Goes backwards. All the way around on the halfway line. Højbjerg, who was at fault for a couple of the Everton goals, but he's been creative for Spurs today. Lamela over to the left. Davis loses it, but wins a throw. And Ndombele is a beast, says Christoph. Yep, outstanding player. I love it. Every time he gets on the ball, he looks to create something. He roams forward. He strides with the ball. He's so entertaining to watch, Tanguy Ndombele. And he is on the ball now. He finds Lamela. He whips one in with the left foot, and Michael Keane gets there first and gets it away. Decore jumps up and wins the ball back for Everton. Bernard, Richarlison, gives it away inside his own half. Højbjerg, Ndombele. Can Everton hold on? 12 minutes left on the clock, plus stoppage time. Son whips one in. Not a good ball. Can Kane keep it in? Yeah, he can. On the right-hand side now, Doherty. Højbjerg. Katie Crookshank says, what a game this is. The ball whips in from the right. Over everyone. The crosses need to be better, Spurs. They've resorted to a few of them in the last few minutes. Red Ryan saying it's going to end 4-3, 4-4 or 5-3. Well, cheers, Jeff. I would expect that in the late stages of this game. Katie Crookshank says, what channel is this on? It's on BT Sport. Ewan Jackson not happy with the decision from Mourinho to only give Ali 15 minutes. Christoph thinks it'll be 4-4 plus extra time and penalties. Gents 1102 thinks Everton are the best in town. Davinson Sanchez now on the ball. Alderweireld. Can Tottenham draw level again? They pulled it back from 3-1 down after the game was turned on its head in the space of 8 minutes. Tottenham went ahead early on, but threw the game away realistically. Everton found themselves 3-1 up, and it was 3-3. Then Richarlison, somewhat controversially, has put Everton back in the lead. Tottenham weren't happy with the goal at all. They felt Ndombele was fouled in the build-up to the goal. Lamela, Ben Davis, Kane, about 20 yards out. He goes backwards now to Alderweireld. Tottenham patiently waiting for an opening. Ndombele on the right-hand side. Inside to Højbjerg. Back to Ndombele. He looks to put a cross in. It doesn't beat the first man. Tom Davis smashes clear. Everton will be happy with us all day. Ben Davis whips one in. Doesn't beat the first man again. Yerry Mina heads away. Richarlison to the right-hand side where Seamus Coleman is. He finds Decore. Decore on the right-hand side. Inside to Bernard. Decore. Backwards to Tom Davis. Decore again. Everton will look to keep the ball. Godfrey. Over to the left where Digne is on the halfway line. Everton, no rush. They'll happily keep the ball. Sigurdsson. Digne. Digne again. Looks across. Lamela gets the block. But Richarlison. Is he fouled? Oh, I'll be intrigued to see that again. I don't think Richarlison helps himself with the way he theatrically threw himself to the floor. There was definitely a nudge. But Richarlison threw himself to ground. Let's watch this back. Davinson Sanchez. No foul for me. I think Richarlison have had every right to go down. There's a definite nudge there from Sanchez. But I don't think VAR will overturn that. I think Richarlison had a right to shout for that penalty, but it's not a major error, so VAR hasn't overturned it. I wouldn't have given that as a penalty either. Let me know what you think. He went to ground way too easily there. He threw himself to the floor, Richarlison. Carlos Vinicius is getting ready to come on for Spurs, and Sissoko too. The ball doesn't beat the first man from Son on this occasion, but Spurs have still got the ball. Son on the left-hand side. Plays Alderweireld. It's blocked by Godfrey. It's another Spurs corner. They've scored from 2 of these today already. Barcelona have lost 2-0. What a fall from grace for that football club. They've got so much to do, Barcelona. In money problems, not going well for them on the field. It's great to see. Son whips one in. Once again, targeting Olsen. Lamela! Oh, a goal line clearance from Decore. What a chance that was for Spurs. Son whips it in. Kane! 4-4! What a game! We're level again. Well, there's been the warning signs. Everton haven't been doing well from corners all game. And there was a goal line clearance there from Decore. He knew not much about it at all. It's just hit him. Olsen came running out to punch the ball away. It left Everton with an open goal. Lamela thundered a shot at the goal. It's blocked by Decore. Not that he knew much about it. Son does really well on the left. Whips a ball back in after beating Tom Davis. And there is Harry Kane, their star man. And 4-4. What a game. 4-4. And it's that man again, Harry Kane. Gareth Southgate is there to watch this evening. And we're level again. 7 minutes left in this one. Can someone get a winner? Or is this going all the way? Olsen looking so shaky. And Everton don't really have many options in goal, do they? T-Rex arms. And this ball of shit. Robin Olsen, who was poor against United. He's been poor today. And Tottenham are targeting him on corners. And they've scored from 3 of them. If you count that last one. People hoping this goes to pens, but I think there's more goals in this. I really do. the state of these two defences. Elijah John super game. Tiago season says, how many goals will Olsen concede? Mark Caldwell, hoping I'm not in uni tomorrow. Don't worry. I've only got a ton of dissertation work to do. I don't mind. Once again, oh, look at that. I'm seeing that goal back. It's inch perfect from Heung-min Son. Excellent work. And Mourinho sends Carlos Vinicius and Sissoko to sit back down and tells the fourth official he won't be doing his subs. This game isn't over yet. There's 5 minutes left. Remember, Everton, without Dominic Calvert-Lewin, he hobbled off injured. And Tottenham have Son and Kane on the pitch. Kane with a strike from distance. I wouldn't have put it past him from scoring from there, but it sails over the bar. Lots of predictions in the chat here. Predicting a last-minute winner. Thiago Season pointing out that Olsen's conceded 7 goals in his last 2 games. Christoph saying that Kane is always Spurs' hero in the last minutes. He's always Spurs' heroes. So important for them, as is Heung-min Son. And once again, those two combine to score and to put Tottenham back in this game. 4 minutes to go, folks. I tell you what, I'm worried if this goes to extra time because the clock's going to be a pain to sort. Yerry Mina over to the right, Godfrey. I've been blessed with a cracking game here. Bernard on the ball now from Coleman. Godfrey. Bernard with a fancy flick. Blocked by Ndombele. It's an Everton throw. Ewan Jackson says maybe that 6-6 prediction will be right. Yep, he did say 6-6 after extra time. I wouldn't put it past these two sides the way they've both been defending. Coleman on the right-hand side for Everton. Somehow he gets through 2 Spurs men. Dele Alli's won it back for Tottenham. Finds a good ball. And now Son's through. It's 2-on-5 from a Tottenham perspective. And Godfrey wins it back for Everton. And Ndombele. They've looked good on the counter all night, Spurs. With the fast breaks. And Son looked in then, but Everton quickly got them back. They had 5 back in the end. So game's got a bit slower now, I think. We will have extra time. Elijah John says Son and Kane, a super partnership. They absolutely are. Here's Lamela. Lamela skips into the Everton penalty area, goes down. Son also goes down. Both appealing to the ref. Kane's gone sprinting towards David Coote, who's given a free kick the other way for a dive. Dele Alli has been booked for a dive. Let me have a look at this again. So it was Lamela who went down first. Oh, yeah. So Lamela's driven in. I don't think it's a penalty. Ali does go down theatrically, as did Richarlison. Is that a dive? If you can see that, let me know. Interesting one. For me, I think it is a dive. You know, there's no contact. He's gone to ground easily. Dele Alli. Mourinho doesn't look happy with that at all. I'm surprised with the decision to book him, though. He's not gone down overly theatrically, Dele Alli. But it is a dive. He has gone down easily. So fair play to David Coote. It does look like a dive to me. Harry Kane has stayed down, holding his back. And it's a Tottenham free kick. Scary Ninja saying David Coote is possibly the worst ref in the world. Yeah, he's made a couple of dodgy decisions today, but I think he got that one right. It did look like a dive to me. A lot of you agreeing it looked like a dive. There's a minute left in normal time. Son whips it in. Headed away by Yerry Mina. Bernard. Mella over to the left where Heung-min Son is. Whips one in. Ooh, it goes all the way through, just past the post. 30 seconds left. Ewan Jackson's all for seeing refs give yellows for diving. Yeah, and me. Absolutely. As I say, I think David Coote's got that right. I'm just shocked because usually it has to be a very clear dive for it to be a yellow card, and I don't think that was. I think, credit where credit's due. He got it spot on. Christoph agrees with me. He thinks that was a spot on decision. Will really hopes Dele Alli can revive his career like Jesse Lingard seems to be doing at West Ham. Five minutes will be added on here. Holly Lewis says tight game. 5 minutes is ages for a game like this, says Ewan Jackson. Absolutely. 8 goals. 8 goals. What an FA Cup fixture. The two defences of Everton and Spurs have been all over the shop. I tell you what, I hope we still see Robin Olsen for the next couple of weeks. I'd love if he's in goal for the Merseyside derby. Pete Sampras is really enjoying the stream. Thank you very much. As I say, it helps that we've had an absolutely cracking game here. Tom Davis finds the Corey, back to Tom Davis. Good football from Everton. And Davis with a really good run, but he's tackled by Underbelly. Son dances forwards and he's brought down by Richarlison, who will be shown a yellow card. Richarlison's not happy with that. But a yellow card given to him from David Coote. Matthew surprised that Spurs have managed to beat an 8-goal game. Yeah, they were criticised a few weeks ago for how boring they were. They've not been boring today. Their defence has been comical. And they've exploited Everton's weakness at the back as well. Ewan Jackson says, few cards by the sounds of things yet. It's been a real good game, this. A really good game. Holly Lewis says, brilliant live stream. Thank you, Holly. Keep these comments coming in. Kane hits the free kick from about 30 yards. It hits Bernard in the wall and Everton look to counter. That's a horrible challenge from Kane. Coote plays the advantage. I think he'll book Kane. Next time the ball goes out, the Corey on the ball on the left-hand side, Sigurdsson, and Lamela goes sliding in. Coote says he's won the ball. This is really lively now. Digne has fouled Kane. I think he's going to book both Digne and Harry Kane. Yeah, he does. He books both Digne and Harry Kane. This game, what a game. It's really come to life. A few yellows shown by David Coote. 8 goals, of course. It was a horrid challenge from Harry Kane, who obviously felt his error hitting that free kick from 30 yards and giving possession away. Crunching challenge on Tom Davis. That's horrible from Harry Kane. Ollie Overland says, what a stream, what a game. Goes to extra time, of course, before penalties in this competition. Oh, Tottenham testing Robin Olsen from distance. Why not? The way things have gone today. I'm going to change things at full time of the clock. Don't you worry. I won't forget about this. A few people in the comments predicted this, predicted 4-4, and we have had a 4-4 game, and someone said 6-6 after extra time. I wouldn't put it past this game. There's a minute left, or 30 seconds. Christoph thinks it'll be more fun in extra time. I bloody hope so. I hope the game doesn't go flat. Everton without Calvert-Lewin, of course. There'll be a few tired legs. I think this is probably bad news for people hoping that Man City slip up on the way to the title, because they have Tottenham, of course, at the weekend. Tottenham looking like they're going to play 120 minutes here tonight. Ollie Overland still thinks 5-4. Did Spurs rest Kane? They did, but he came on after 50 minutes and he got the 4th for Spurs, the equaliser. Daniel O'Brien wishes he watched this. Ewan Jackson says, what's the subs situation in the FA Cup? I believe it's 5, mate. Joshua Marshall thinks Craig will get the winner. Dele Alli wins the header. Daniel O'Brien, any good goals? Yep, the Calvert-Lewin goal was a lovely strike. Real power behind it. And Richarlison's done a good couple of lovely finishes. The Lamella one for Spurs was really well worked. The other 3 Spurs goals have come from corners. The last one, Son did really, really well from the left-hand side after Decore had produced a goal line clearance from the initial corner. Son, well, the 5 minutes are up. David Coote doesn't look like he's going to blow his whistle anytime soon. Spurs on the right-hand side. Højbjerg. Son. Davis. Coleman. Blocks it. Coote's had a look at his watch, but he's not satisfied that time is up yet, and it's gone out for a corner. A Spurs corner. Wow. Well, I think Everton will have a few questions to ask if this ends in a goal. Tottenham have really caused problems from corners today. Davinson Sanchez has scored 2 from them. Can they get a late winner from one here? They all swarm around Olsen again. Son whips one in swinger, and Coote puts his whistle to his mouth. We will have extra time. What a game we have had here. 4-4 between Everton and Spurs. Everton fell behind in the 3rd minute after a Davinson Sanchez headed goal. And then we saw them score 3 goals in 8 minutes to go 3-1 up. Dominic Calvert-Lewin scoring 1, Richarlison scoring 1, Sigurdsson scoring from the spot. And then Tottenham equalised through Davinson Sanchez again before Richarlison put Everton ahead once again. And then Harry Kane with a late equaliser to send this to extra time. Keep your comments coming in. I will stay on this game for extra time and for penalties. Got a few more people coming in. Mohit says, what a game. What if Everton bottle this? Well, they came from 2-0 and 3-2 down at the weekend. They've dropped a couple of leads tonight. Chicken Boy, yeah, you're absolutely right. Your prediction was right. I'm going to sort the clock out now before I forget. There we go. It's all sorted. Keep your comments coming in. Scary Ninja says it's been a good stream so far. Dan Snow asks how I am. I'm good, thank you, mate. What a game this is. Daniel O'Brien thinks Spurs will win on pens. Let me know what you think for the rest of the game. There's currently an ad break. What a game it's been. Thoughts of Richarlison diving. I think, he's felt the contact. There's a little nudge from Davinson Sanchez. He's gone down easy. He's thrown himself to the ground. It's theatrical, but there is a touch. There's a dig in the back. Mouldy Crumpet says up the Blues. Beta Jake says 6-4 Everton. Clock still causing me all kinds of problems. There you go. It should say 90 for you all now. Addison asking how I am. I'm good, thank you, mate. What do you all predict this to be? I think it's going to penalties, me. I think it'll go 4-4. I think it'll stay like this. And penalties, Christoph thinks 5-5. And then penalties, we had someone at half-time saying 6-6 after extra time. Daniel O'Brien wants penalties. Really, really good game of football, this. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. We've seen a game of 2 poor defences, but also some very, very good finishes. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's powered strike for Everton's equaliser was a thunderous strike. And then we saw 2 lovely finishes from Richarlison. Harry Kane's goal was nice on the left-hand side. A lovely work to get past Tom Davies. Whips a lovely ball in, and it's easy for Harry Kane. And it's on a plate for him, really. AJ United thinks City will draw Bournemouth next. We've had a few saying that. Addison asking what team I support. I'm a Liverpool fan like Craig. I do work for Anfield Agenda and Redmen Academy as well. Redmen Academy is a very, very much neutral channel, very much on all academy football. So check that out. Anfield Agenda, of course, too, which Craig runs brilliantly. Connor too. Mohit Kumar says he thinks it'll be 6-5, Everton to score 2, and then Tottenham to score in the last minute. Facts over feeling saying finally a decent game involving Spurs. It's usually a ball fest with them. You know, I was expecting a real tactical affair today. Ancelotti versus Mourinho, both usually defensive-minded managers. No, what a game! What a game! And Tottenham have replaced Ndombele with Winks. Oh, that's a shame. Ndombele has been a delight to watch. Do you have a favourite player at Liverpool, Jack? Probably Verge, if I'm honest. Chicken Boy for once. He's excited for a Spurs game. People wanted me to draft all sorts of people in for the Pens. Fortunately, it'll be me, but I'll make it as entertaining as I can. It'd be lovely to see Everton knocked out of this competition again and hopefully extend their streak without winning a trophy. Be lovely. Spurs twice come back, 3-1 down, 4-3 down. But we have extra time. Just waiting for David Coote to blow the whistle to get extra time underway now. We are underway. And there we go. I've started the clock. See, I'm improving, and Tottenham won the ball. Here is Winks, who's fresh on the pitch now. Son, Davis. Addison thinks Leicester will win the FA Cup. Alderweireld to Højbjerg. Elijah John thinks it's been boring other than 8 goals. I can assure you, I don't think it has been. So sorry, Elijah. Son, back to Højbjerg. Alderweireld. Ollie Overland, loving this stream. Thank you very much, mate. Davinson Sanchez, Højbjerg. Shout out to AJ United. He says it's nearly 4 a.m. where he lives in India, but he's still watching. Son, Dele Alli, brought to ground, but David Coote shakes his head. Ali already been booked for diving, of course. Decore with a lovely shimmy and roams forward. He's another one that's a delightful midfielder to watch. Ben Davis. Højbjerg. The game a bit slow now, but you expect that in extra time. Davinson Sanchez scored 2 goals today, of course, for Spurs. Gucci Headband 69 is also loving the stream. Cheers, everyone who's watching. Joshua Marshall is right. Make sure you subscribe and share this. Subscribe to Anfield Agenda too. Davinson Sanchez roaming forwards with the ball. Over to the right-hand side, Doherty, Kane, Winks, who I think will be unhappy with his game time too this season. It's a real opportunity for him to make an impression. And who will we see through to the quarter-final? Good progressive pass from Højbjerg. Godfrey's there to do well. Leicester, City, United, Sheffield United. Names in the quarter-final, but will it be Tottenham or Everton to join them? AJ United want Spurs to win the Carabao Cup against Man City. I've seen a couple of questions asking about certain players. I'll answer them in a moment. Everton on the ball now. Coleman, Decore, Coleman with a lovely shimmy. Goes past Ben Davis. Richarlison on the right-hand side. Or the way else. Make sure he's got his hands behind his back. He doesn't want to give away a silly penalty. The ball's in from Richarlison. Lloris claims, and he distributes it quickly. Ali on the right-hand side. A few players looking very tired. Tired legs on the pitch right now. Not Harry Winks, though. He's just come on and he roulettes, but he loses it to Decore. Sigurdsson, Tom Davis. End-to-end stuff. He goes inside to Sigurdsson. Chance for Everton here. Well played, Davinson Sanchez, but Tom Davis has it back. Coleman chips one in. Ali away. Højbjerg makes short. Kane. Forwards. Everton have won it back. Still in the Tottenham half. Ben Godfrey. Back to Coleman. Seamus Coleman. Seamus Coleman over to the right. Ben Godfrey whips one in away from Davinson Sanchez, but they can't get rid of it. Tottenham at the minute. Decore refreshes the ball to Bernard, who steps inside the Spurs box, scuffs his shot, and Lloris claims it. But Spurs lose it again, and Everton have the ball now for Michael Keane. Coochie Headband asking if the draw is tomorrow. Yes, I believe it is. I was told earlier it is after the Chelsea game tomorrow night. Team 10 is back. Welcome back, team. It is 4-4. What a game. What a game we have had here. Ben Godfrey on the right-hand side into the Spurs half. They've won it back now, Spurs. Here is Son on the ball. He does a couple of step overs and goes left to Harry Kane. Whips one in, Harry Kane. It's headed away. Ben Godfrey. Blocked by Kane. Everton have been awarded the throw, though. It must have come back off Ben Godfrey. Kane takes it quickly to Son. Back to Kane. Lamela flicks it through to Kane. Kane scuffs the shot. What a save, Olsen. But what an opportunity that is for Spurs. I don't know how they missed that. I was expecting Harry Kane to bury that from there. Lamela squares it now. It's blocked by Mina and claimed by Olsen. Huge opportunity there for Spurs. They worked that really, really well. And when you get Harry Kane in that position inside the box, unmarked, you expect him to slot it, but he was slightly off balance, scuffed the shot. Over to the right-hand side. Now it's Everton's turn to attack. Sigurdsson on the ball. He looks like he's going to whip one in, but he goes backwards instead to Coleman. Not many in the box for Everton. And Coleman retreats and goes backwards to Godfrey. Mina. Keane, they're not going to force it, Everton. Will we see penalties here? There's a lot of you in the comments that want it. Bernard backwards to Keane. Keane over to the left. Digne. Keane again. Tom Davis skips past two Tottenham players. Really well played by him. I've been impressed with him in the second half and in this first half of extra time. Tom Davis, I think he's played really, really well. Dele Alli. Lamela. Matt Doherty on the right-hand side. Keep your comments coming in. United Live says, can myself and Craig do penalties? Craig's just sent me a text, actually. I'll send him a reply seeing if he fancies coming on. Oh, Winks has lost possession. Richarlison. Oh, well played. Davinson Sanchez. That was an important tackle from him. And Bernard as well. Once again, though, Tottenham causing their own problems. Joshua says, what a game. Good stream. Thank you. Sigurdsson turns on the ball. Clips one over the top. Bernard for Everton. We've had another goal. Is that the winner? Spurs, again, causing their own problems, giving the ball away in their own half. Everton are ahead again. 5-4. What a game. Bernard, the substitute, brought on for Alex Iwobi, who was poor all game, did nothing for Everton. And it's the substitute, the Brazilian, Bernard. And Everton will be hoping that is the winner. But I wouldn't rule anything out in this game. I really wouldn't. He's timed his run well. Doherty hasn't spotted him. And once again, poor defending from Everton, from Tottenham, sorry. But as a neutral, this is fantastic. And once again, another lovely finish from Everton. Bernard hits it on the half volley beautifully. Brilliantly struck from Bernard. Ancelotti, so cool. Blowing on his cappuccino with his gloves in his hand, his leather gloves, looking suave. Doesn't want to get a smile on his face, Ancelotti. And I wonder why, because anything could happen in this game. What a game. 9 goals. Now Jose brings on Sissoko and Carlos Vinicius. He meant to do this at 4-3, of course, but Kane's goal changed his plans. What a game. What a game. I didn't expect this to. All you wanting penalties, I bet you'll be cheering on Tottenham now. But it wouldn't surprise me if that is the last goal of the game. But saying that, have you watched this game? Anything can happen. I'll let you know in a moment who it is who has been replaced for Tottenham. But Mourinho making 2 attacking subs. Team 10 wants 7-7. The game, what a stream, says Daniel O'Brien. Ewan Jackson, is Mourinho going to be annoyed about taking Ndombele off? I thought it was strange at the time. A lot of people wanting penalties. So it was Lamela and Doherty, who I think was at fault for that last goal. Doherty, he was asleep, really. And they're off. But here we go. Tottenham have a corner. Wow. They've been good from these today. Son getting ready to take this one. His in-swingers have caused Robin Olsen and Everton all kinds of problems. And once again, Tottenham crowding the goalkeeper. Ollie Overland said 5-4, but he's right. This game far from over. The ball in. Digne wins the header at the near post. Everton, can they get the ball away? Bernard. Over to Seamus Coleman, who's the furthest man forward for Everton right now. On the left-hand side. He's brought down by Harry Winks, who will go into the book. And he's shown a yellow card. Team 10 says, imagine the game with fans. Kate 2.0 points out the Man United game last night was so boring. We were hoping for a better one today, and we've got one. 5-4. Both teams desperate for a trophy. Tottenham in the Carabao Cup final, but Mourinho loves these kind of competitions. He loves silverware. He won't be happy to go out this evening. Carlo Ancelotti looking to bring Everton their first piece of silverware since 1995, and as a Liverpool fan, that feels good to say. I wanted them out this evening, but what a game we've had. It's been brilliant for the neutral. I'd like to see Tottenham get back into this, but can Everton hold on? Lone Wolf Gamer says, yo, Jack. Whipped in by Digne. That's a poor free kick from Digne. Tired leg, maybe. Not long come back from injury, of course. Addison watched the Leicester game. She says it was boring, but what a game we've had here. Tom Davis with a good ball to Bernard. As I say, Tom Davis has looked really, really good in this game. Decore. Interesting to see how long Dominic Calvert-Lewin's out for as well, whether he was taken off as a precaution or what. I didn't give Everton a chance when Spurs equalised, and we saw Calvert-Lewin go off, of course, injured. But it's 5-4. What a mad game. Coleman. Oh, one back all the way around. Dele Alli waits for the ball to come to him. He's fouled, though, by Tom Davis. Clever in the end from Dele Alli. Tom Davis picks the ball up. He's in no rush to give it back to Spurs. You've got 3.5 minutes left of extra time. Then the second half of extra time, of course. Can Spurs draw level again? Addison's like the stream. Thank you very much, Addison. Mark Caldwell says, Spurs, don't go full Spurs and score. They've got the personnel on the pitch to do so. And I won't put anything past this game. Remember to like and subscribe. Anfield Agenda 2. Subscribe to that channel. You'll see me popping up on there. Craig. Missing Craig tonight. He'll be back. Don't worry. We'll have more Mundo Sporto streams over the weekend. And of course, the Liverpool versus Leicester live stream on the Anfield Agenda channel at 12:30 on Saturday. That's an interesting pass from Gylfi Sigurdsson, I think, all the way back through a few Spurs men to Yerry Mina. Spurs have the ball back. It's Musa Sissoko. Finds Vinicius. Kane. Great tackle by Digne. What a tackle. Kane isn't happy, but it looked like Digne won the ball to me. Who does everyone think will win the FA Cup? Everton look like they might be putting their name in the hat for quarter-final, which the draw is tomorrow. Mourinho very animated on the touchline. Everton with the ball at the moment, though, and Everton looking like the side going through. Tino says the stream is great. Keep it up. Thank you. Højbjerg, Carlos Vinicius, all the way around. Ayush, Man United, saying, do I know Goldbridge? No, I don't personally. I know Craig does, though. This made me smile more than it probably should have done. Gucci Headband thinks Manchester United will win the FA Cup. So does Christoph. So does Tino 10. I don't. I don't think Ollie has the bottle to win a major tournament, Manchester United. But let me know what you think on that. I know there's a lot of United fans in the comments that are probably annoyed, but that's my personal opinion. And maybe Ollie will prove me wrong. Gucci Headband says, I'm a legend for doing this stream. Thank you very much. Ollie asking when my next live stream is. I don't know yet, but I'm sure if you follow the Anfield Agenda Twitter account, they'll let you know when me and Craig will next be back. Mohit Kumar says, Man United will get to the semi-final. Yep, they will. And then they'll probably go out. The ball whipped in. It was a corner from Spurs, but Yerry Mina deals with this one, gets it away. It's another Spurs corner, though, from the right-hand side. And we know how dangerous they've been from these today. Addison thinks Leicester will win it. Can Spurs get back in this game? 1 minute left of the first half of extra time. Son. There'll be an outswing of this. The right-footed Son from the right-hand side. Sanchez dancing round Olsen. They know he's Everton's weak link. He's been poor once again today. Bernard, not the best corner from Son. He's better at taking them from the other side. The in-swingers have worked better for Spurs today. Richarlison. Everton aren't in a rush. They're leading. They're comfortable right now. If you can be comfortable in a game like this. I don't know what the clock's doing, by the way. Everton with the ball on the left-hand side. 15 minutes left of the first half of extra time, plus whatever David Coote wants to add on. It could be any number knowing him. Gents thinks Ollie will win big trophies. I don't think so. We've seen in the big games, I think, in the big semi-finals, Ole and United haven't done too well. 2 minutes of added time in this first half. Madison and Lee's World think that the FA Cup is a Mickey Mouse competition. I think both teams on show tonight will disagree. Everton without a trophy since 1995. Tottenham without one since 2008. Both teams are desperate for one. And either side would be distraught to go out tonight. And Ndombele obviously bought off by Jose Mourinho before extra time. And Tottenham haven't looked the same since, if I'm honest, going forwards. Davinson Sanchez has just been fouled and won a free kick on the halfway line. And the only thing this was missing was a bit of a scrap. And Sanchez gives Richarlison a push. I thought we were going to see one then. A ball over the top to Kane, who can't keep it in. I don't think this is what Mourinho would have wanted. He rested Kane for this one. He was brought on for the last 35 minutes. And now he's playing in an extra time, of course. He won't like it, especially if Spurs go out. I've just watched that Bernard goal back. It's Spurs defence asleep again. And as I say, Winks was the man who gave it away, causing their own problems again. But what a finish from Bernard. It's not the first one we've seen today. Richarlison has finished well on a couple of occasions. We've seen some good play from Tottenham too. Some couple of good finishes from Davinson Sanchez. A really lovely goal for Kane's goal. Some lovely work on the left-hand side for Son. Lamella's was lovely build-up play. Not long left of this first half of extra time. Coleman on the right-hand side goes backwards. As I say, they're in no rush to progress. Everton, the game's in their hand at the moment. Coleman nutmegs Ben Davies on this right-hand side. He's been brilliant since coming on. As an Everton fan, you'd have been worried when you saw Dominic Calvert-Lewin get injured, but Coleman hasn't been a bad replacement. Sigurdsson over the bar, and David Coote blows for half-time of extra time. Mourinho doesn't look happy. Both managers actually look cold as well. I'm not surprised. I've seen the Iheanacho comments from earlier. He said after scoring a 95th minute winner, 94th minute winner, that he didn't want extra time because it's bloody cold. I don't blame him in this weather. What do you think? Do you think the game will finish like this, or will Everton be pegged back once again? We can see Mourinho talking to Kane. Kane had Spurs' best chance in that first half of extra time, and I would have put so much money on Harry Kane finishing that, but he slipped and couldn't put it in the back of the net. MKH31 thinks City will be out of the Champions League soon. Ewan Jackson says Atletico Madrid will win the Champions League. I have to say, I agree with you. They look so good this season, Atletico Madrid. They've gone to that back five. They've got the goals through Suarez as well. Jimmy Mack says, I'm behind. I know I'm slightly behind. I'm using the BT Sport app. I use the tactics mode on there, and it shouldn't be too far behind. And you know what? This is a game that's worth being behind on because it's fantastic. 5-4 to Everton. And you know what? I wouldn't put it past Everton throwing this game away once again. They've got 15 minutes to hold on. Matthew McDade thinks Liverpool could challenge for the Champions League. They need to. The title race is done, in my opinion. Eliza thinks it's going to be the Toffees' night. Mahit Kumar says Tottenham's defence isn't good enough. You can't win trophies with that defence. I would agree. And, you know, the Carabao Cup final is going to be an incredibly difficult task for them against Manchester City. They beat them earlier on in the season, of course, but the two sides were looking completely different back then. Spurs are a shadow of what they were at the start of the season. City have turned it around and looked really, really good after starting the season. A bit shaky. Mike Madras asking, what team do I support? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate. I'm back in Tottenham for this game. Tino thinks Liverpool has no defence for the Champions League. That's my worry too. The second half has just got underway. I'll start the clock. There we go. Davinson Sanchez. Can Spurs draw level again? Can we have penalties? I know it's what you all want. Harry Winks, all the way around. Kate 2.2 says that she wants us to win the Champions League just to annoy everyone. Talking of Champions League, there's a few United fans in here. What's it like playing on a Thursday night? Oh, clever back heel from Dele Alli to Sissoko on the right hand side. Kane! What a block that is from Mina. An important block for Mina. He's made a few blocks tonight, but that might be the most important one of the night. And now Everton attack Sigurdsson. Sigurdsson! Lloris saves. Sanchez away. It moved a lot. You could see Lloris misjudged how much that ball was going to move, but he still managed to save it. Tino 10, not happy with my little dig at United there. Sorry, Tino. Isaac John saying, I thought I want Everton to lose. I do. I absolutely do. I'm backing Spurs for this one, but what a game this is. Jacob says I scare him when I say Kane. There's been some great chances. Kane has had a couple of good opportunities this half. And now the time wasting starts for Everton. Tom Davis is on the floor. I wonder how many players will pull up with cramp in the next 15 minutes. Mason Holgate is coming on. And it's Luca Digne who is coming off. I'm surprised they've left it this late, Everton. He's not long come back from injury. Luca Digne, he doesn't look great as he's hobbled off the pitch. Ewan Jackson says football wins tonight. Absolutely. MKH31 believes Kane's overrated. I think that's very wrong, mate. Very, very wrong. Excellent player. Addison says I scare him when I scream when Everton have a chance. As John agrees that Kane is world class. Everton have a free kick now. They're in no rush to take it. Just inside the Spurs half. Remember, another big talking point outside. Oh, Keane with a header. Just wide. Just wide. A goal kick to Spurs. Everton thought they'd won it then. Lloris was at full stretch and was nervous, but the ball trickled past the post and the game is still on. Everton 5, Tottenham 4. 9 goals. 107 minutes gone. There's quite a few questions coming in. If you follow me on Twitter, my DMs are open to answer these. I'm focusing on this game right now. What a game it is. I'll also be around at the end of the game for 5 or 10 minutes to answer any questions that you have at the end of the game if anyone wants to stick around. Bernard. Holgate. Hanif Osman says, come on, Everton. Captain Obvious says, what a game. Cheers, Captain Obvious. Spurs with the ball back. They've got 12 minutes left. Can they get back in the game? Can they give us penalties? Come on, Spurs, give us all that you can. It'd be lovely to see penalties, and it'd be lovely to see Everton going out of another competition I keep saying it. I'll say it again. I'll get this digging again. 1995. Gents 1102 says Everton are great. As a Liverpool fan, I can't disagree. Sissoko skips inside. Harry Winks. What is that? He's been poor since coming on. Harry Winks was one of the players that fought for Everton's 5th goal. Tino 10 wants a Spurs win for revenge. It was a good game between Everton and United at the weekend. Everton giving us a few good games at the moment. Kyle Middleton says he likes Kane. He thinks he's good but not world class. I think he's world class. But he needs to start winning trophies, that's for sure. And at Tottenham at the minute, they're not doing that. Red Ryan wants Spurs to take it to pens. Daniel O'Brien says Harry Winks is poor, full stop. Chicken Boy says Kane is due a move from Spurs. Everton take the throw. Højbjerg wins the header. Sissoko. Carlos Vinicius on the ball now. He's not done much since coming on. Son. His first touch isn't great. Harry Winks now. Turns on the ball. Finds Højbjerg. He was at fault for a couple of the Everton goals this evening, uncharacteristically. Oh, good turn from Sissoko. Højbjerg again. He whips across in. It's blocked by Sigurdsson. Head away by Decore. Winks lines one up. But dummies it and is challenged by Decore. Well, that has been the change that has completely destroyed Tottenham's effect on this game, really. Harry Winks on. Oh, that's beautiful from Harry Kane to win the free kick. Dancing through Everton defenders, and Tottenham have a free kick on the left-hand side. Somewhat 40 yards out. I'm sure they'll whip it into the box. Be interesting to see if Loris comes up for this. MKH31 says, if Kane wasn't English, people wouldn't say he's world class. Well, he's missed the best chance of extra time for Spurs, and the cross was put in. Holgate got his head on it, and Robin Olsen actually manages to catch the ball. Yes, you heard that right. He's managed to catch the ball, and he will not be in a rush to take this. Daniel O'Brien, desperate for penalties. He wants it to go all the way. After 9 goals, he wants a 10th. He wants a Spurs goal and a penalty shootout. It would be good. Winks on the left-hand side, goes inside. Holgate clears away. Hoofed it right up the pitch. Lloris now. Matthew McDade says, I think Kane is better than Bruno this season. He's fishing, I think. Over to the left. Højbjerg. All the way around. Everton deep. Every man in their own half right now. They're defending this. They want to be in the pot for the last 8. The draw tomorrow, of course, after the Chelsea game. But they've won the ball back, and Richarlison is the man who's won it back off Ali. Yeah, the decision to replace Ndombele for Winks is probably one Mourinho is regretting right now. That comment about Kane being better than Bruno has rattled a few people in the comments. Tom Davis has gone down with cramp again. He's back to his feet. Gone down for long. I think he slipped, actually. Whipped in by Davis. He's come back out to the edge of the box. Sissoko. Tom Davis. Finds Richarlison. Richarlison. Oh, one back by Højbjerg. High up the pitch. Carlos Vinicius is fouled. This is a free kick in a really dangerous position for Tottenham. Carlos Vinicius brought down by Mason Holgate. This spells danger for Everton. Holgate just goes flying in. Once again, as it's been all game, Everton and Tottenham defensively causing their own problems. Everton, they're giving the ball away deep in their own half. I wonder who would put money on this before the game. 5-4 to Everton. 22 yards out. Tottenham free kick, centre of the goal. Robin Olsen in the goal for Everton. He's not been convincing. Once again, he was poor against United. He's been pretty poor tonight. Harry Kane, Tottenham's golden boy. It's one of them interesting wars where you see a 6-man Everton wall followed by a three-man top wall next to them. Son stood in front of Sigurdsson in the wall. You've got Holgate doing that interesting lying down position behind the wall. So interesting to see these teams with walls these days. And it's Mason Holgate who gets to lie down. Kane shapes one up, gets it past the wall, but it hits his own man, Sissoko. Here's Son. Son all the way around. Coleman tackles well. Coleman, who's been good since coming on. Throw. Spurs have 6 minutes to find an equaliser here. Gucci headband says trash free kick. Absolutely. Addison says imagine expressions tonight. A long throw is being lined up by Ben Davis, who throws it into the Tottenham box. Carlos Vinicius can't get to it first. Ben Davis then whips it in. Ali at the back post. Godfrey away. Sissoko back in. Away by Tom Davis. Davinson Sanchez, who finds Højbjerg, who tries to dance through. It comes back off. Is it back off Højbjerg? Yeah, it is. The decision is a goal kick to Everton. And Spurs now have 5 minutes plus whatever David Coote decides to add on. Cube says, come on, Everton. Will says he predicted 1-1. Spurs to win on pen. Addison says, Spurs, please score. Gucci headband points out that Jose's looking at the watch. He knows time is running out. Matthew McDay thinks he wants to go to bed. Clapped Gamer is new to the channel. Cheers for joining us, Clapped Gamer. Hopefully you join us for many more of these streams. What a game this is. You won't get many more games like this on Mundo Sporto, but what you will get is me and Craig giving you as many good watch-alongs as we can. Sissoko on the right-hand side for Spurs. He's going to whip a crossing. It's a delightful ball, but it goes to Mason Holgate, who heads behind for a Spurs corner, and it's on the left-hand side. It's going to be perfectly shaped for a Son in-swinger. The Tottenham players are going to crowd Robin Olsen once again. Davinson Sanchez is forward. He's on the hat-trick. A question for who scored Everton's fifth. It was Bernard, who came off the bench to score it. The corner from Son isn't the best. It doesn't meet the first man. Højbjerg with a rebound. Goes all the way back out to Son on the left-hand side. Who's onside? He dances into the box. He beats Ben Davis. Another cross. Ben Davis. I don't know what happened there, but Everton have somehow got the ball away. There are shouts for handball. Son once again beating Tom Davis easily, pulling the ball in to the box. It fell to Ben Davis, but he couldn't get a shot away. A lot of people wanting the Spurs goal. Winks. 3 minutes now for Spurs. Time is running out. Clock is ticking. Ali. On the right to Sissoko, who whips one in. It's away by Keane. Bernard. Bernard now. Bernard on the left. At the minute, the match winner. Bernard finds Richarlison. Found Dele Alli. Dele Alli for Spurs. Can he create something? Oh, Dele Alli. What is that? Throws himself to ground. Jensk 1102 says, relax, Jack. Nothing's going to happen. Spurs have a throw. It's thrown to Ali. Ali to Winks. The ball in. Kane! Heads wide. Spurs have had their chances. Kane has had several chances. It looks like we're not going to get penalties here. Time is running out. 2 minutes left, plus whatever is added on. Everton are going to be in no rush to take this goal kick. 3 times they've led today. 3-1, 4-3, 5-4. And they look like they're going to cling on to this one. Olsen will take the goal kick eventually. A minute and a half to go. A long ball up the field. Everton are nearly there. They're nearly in the draw for the last 8. Come on, the Spurs, says Daniel O'Brien. This game feels like the FA Cup to me. Absolutely. The magic of the FA Cup here. 5-4 to Everton. The underdog going through. The team that's not won a trophy since 1995 going through to the last 8 if they can hold on. They've not got long left to do it. They've not liked keeping leads today. Cube wants Everton to win. He's a Liverpool fan. Scary Ninja wants a Spurs goal. Wants penalties. The ball's whipped in by Højbjerg. It's headed by Holgate, and it's a Tottenham corner. Everybody is going forwards. Bar, Lloris and Winks. Son will do an in-swinger again. Son swings it in. It's a good ball. It's a good header by Keane, and there it falls to Winks, who hits it wrong, and it goes wide. And I think that might be the final chance. There's 20 seconds left. I wonder how long will be added on. Ewan, quick count how many times I've said that. Just pointing out, mate. Red Ryan thinks Spurs are losing this. They've not got long left to turn it around and send it to penalties. It's been a very, very good game, and Everton don't have long left to hold on. 10 seconds plus stoppage time. There won't be long of that. 1 minute. 1 minute added on for Spurs. It looks unlikely. The ball flicked on by Richarlison. Davinson Sanchez pings the ball back forwards. It's a hoof. It's a hit and hope. But Vinicius puts the Everton back line under pressure. Tom Davies wins it back. He's been excellent today. And Everton have the free kick. It looks like it is over. What a game we've had here. Tottenham took the lead in the 3rd minute. Davinson Sanchez, the scorer. Everton with 3 goals in under 8 minutes. Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored, then assisted Richarlison, then won a penalty, which Sigurdsson took and scored from the spot. Tottenham made it 3-2 just before the break. Mella, the scorer there. Then it was 3-3. Davinson Sanchez again getting a brace and another one from the corner. Then Richarlison made it 4-3 just after Dominic Calvert-Lewin had been taken off through an injury. Kane got the 4th for Spurs, and then in extra time, Bernard, the substitute for Everton, looks to have won the game for the Toffees. Coote looks at his watch, and he blows for the full-time whistle. Carlo Ancelotti's Toffees beat Mourinho's not-so-merry men. Spurs are out. Everton are through. The bad news for Everton is that Dominic Calvert-Lewin injury. The bad news for FPL players is that Dominic Calvert-Lewin injury. Teen says, thanks, Jack. Need more shows from you, mate. If you follow me on Twitter, it's Jack LFC Gill. I'll be sure to let you know when I'm back on Mundo. Sporto, I'm on Anfield Agenda with Craig as well. Rayhan saying, superb game. What a game I've had today. Thank you, everyone who has joined me for this quality stream. Says Will, thank you. Teen says, great content. Thank you very much. Gucci Headband says, see you guys. Thank you very much for joining me for this. Everton are into the rounds of Everton are through to the next rounds. They're into the last 8. They're beaten Tottenham in an absolute thriller here by 5 goals to 4 after extra time. What a game. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon on Mundo Sporto. Ta-ra.